on that before. I literally like popped into the voice chat as Lynn was explaining whatever was going on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what's happening with 4, but okay.
It's just how there's like this dude this YouTube dude or whatever, who's pretty much sexist is what it is, aside from just being a creeper in general. And was going on like, there's no way 50% of gamers are women. And like, just going on about that basically. Which reminds me, someday we'll get to do the thing where you screen share Dragon Age again.
Ooh. Yes, I do the screen share for Dragon Age. Also,
I couldn't hear the second half of that sentence.
Yeah, your audio's a little messed up. I don't know if it's just because you don't have headphones in or because you do have headphones in, or...
I actually do have headphones in for once.
Huh.
I'm not quite sure where the mic on these headphones is.
Yeah, you're super... You know what? Maybe check the mic and see if it's, like, smushed or hidden or something.
So, they're wireless, and I don't know if it's one of the ones where the mic is in the headphone, or if it's the one where my phone is still the microphone.
That's a good question.
You might have to check your settings then and see what's up.
If you guys can hear me now,
We can hear you. It's just you're really muffled, like you're covering the mic with your finger or something.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Uno momento.
Take your time.
Por favor.
Por favor. Don't ask me to roll my R's.
Or as my husband would say, por favor.
There, I'll just not fix what's not broken.
Okay. Whatever works, right?
Right. The second half of that sentence was I need to play Jak and Daxter too.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good one. That's also... That one's an old school classic.
Yeah, Shay has not had a clue what I was talking about, so I told her I'm going to show her.
Like, okay, I literally did not know Jak and Daxter. Like, when she sent me the,
I sent a GMV.
Yeah, sent me that, but also sent me, first you sent the pictures, I think, is what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I saw those, like, literally years ago when I was a teenager, and I had a copy of Game Magazine, and I just literally saw these two characters in an article that I never read. Like I only looked at that Game Magazine because of the pictures of the games and stuff, and the screenshots and everything. That's it. I never read a shit in that magazine, so I literally had no clue what Jak and Daxter even was. So then she sent me the AMV or GMV or whatever it is, and
the video thingy.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting here like, this shit's awesome. Like, they need to make a remake of it.
Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank.
Sly Cooper.
Like, that was some good shit just from that video. Like, it didn't spoil it basically was a rundown.
It left out the villain twist for the second game, and I was very grateful that it left out the villain twist for the second game.
Sweet.
My favorite things were always... unfortunately, my problem with video games is I will never be able to get back the commentary I would sit there and listen to between my husband and his best friend from high school. Because they would MST3K that stuff so hard. I mean, I've told you guys about the whole Lord Goda expects sex from you. They did that with every fucking game. Resident Evil, when Ada jumps out the window, Ada, wait! And then Sam would just pull the trigger a bunch and shoot out the window like, Ada, wait! And now whenever I hear somebody's named Ada, or somebody leaves, and I'm like, Ada, wait! And then, like, I'll just, like, in my brain, like, and it's like, fuck, man. You're such dorks.
I mean, my brother and I both still quote the entire Jack trilogy at each other.
I mean, who could fucking blame you?
Do it.
But that was also our thing growing up. Like, my brother and I combined have probably played through those video games upwards of 200 fucking times. And I'm talking completing them. I'm not talking just casually playing them. Casually playing them, oh my god.
Like, there is an untold number of hours that were lost just fucking around.
Oh yeah, no, I found all sorts of weird stuff too. Like, I hit the point where I would just fuck around in the game world and I would find the glitches or the no clips and stuff.
Dude, we have one buddy who is notorious for managing to find the weirdest fucking glitches and shit.
Those are the only games I ever did that with. That's because I had played them so much.
Well, this guy, it's not even because he's, like, looking for them.
He just has the innate ability to find them.
Yes, he has the innate ability to find all of the glitches and all of the fuck-ups. And it's just like, you go, how in the hell how did you manage that? He goes, I don't fucking know. It's the funniest fucking thing, because it really is just can't get through a fucking video game without managing to get himself fucking stuck in something.
Lol.
Or, you know, falling through the floor. Reasons unknown.
For reasons.
That started to happen, but that's just because the PS2 disc was so old and so well loved, it had a bunch of scratches on the bottom.
I believe it.
Dang it
Oh
all.
yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
this guy, man, I tell you what, he can find glitches in any game. Like, you've got a game that's notorious for having glitches in it, you just shouldn't play it. You just shouldn't fucking play it, because it's like...
Stay away from Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh man, Bethesda games, he is notorious for, like, because he likes Fallout and stuff like that. So it's like we'll be sitting there, we'll be like, hey Damon, what you up to? He goes, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to get back inside the map.
Just random shit like that.
No, you're out of the map. Well, sends us a screenshot. What the fuck, bro? So I did have one particularly notable glitch that I did. I actually ended up, I had a real serious problem, running into walls and, like, smearing my character's face with them when I first started playing Warframe.
Face smear.
And the architecture in this one group, the
You know what? The
Grineer,
music
has
actually
like
is
a
really
bunch
annoying.
of,
I'm gonna go ahead and silence that. Go away. Okay.
It's the Grineer architecture has like a whole bunch of essentially greebles on it. It's got pipes and stuff, and so they tried to make all of that like you could run into it. That means that, like, there are spaces where you can, like, slide underneath and things like that, and they, like, made that sort of shit real. It also means that occasionally your character model can wedge itself in someplace that it doesn't fucking belong.
Oops.
Guess who's really good at getting herself wedged into shit where she doesn't fucking belong?
Gee.
That's right. This bitch.
I wonder.
Grineer architecture caused my character end up out of bounds when I first started playing Warframe, because I wasn't very good at, like, knowing how far my character was going to jump when I jumped. I ended up stuck in walls and wedged between a pipe and a bar so many fucking times. One time I got stuck in a door as it was closing.
Oh
And so
no.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
Then when somebody else was right behind me, it opened up and the door slid me into the wall, and then I was just stuck there in the wall, and then the person like turns around and goes, "What the fuck is going on?" And I'm like, "I'm stuck in the wall." And they're like, "See if an enemy will come over and knock me out of the wall."
Oh my gosh.
I want pizza. I'm getting
I'm
pizza.
gonna come over, and then
Ooh, pizza.
and I, like you could die and then be rezzed, and I was like, maybe if I get rezzed, but the enemies couldn't hit me because I was inside the wall,
Oh
and
my
so
God.
their attack wouldn't clip through the wall.
Oh my god.
Why are there so many people
But
at
I'm
the
like-
Phoenix Friends?
Just leave me behind.
Just leave me.
Leave me. Leave
This
me.
clearly isn't gonna work.
I don't want to go in here. There's gonna be a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Dude, for a gas station, every freaking parking lot spot is taken. I'm very confused. Not Monday. I don't know why they're so busy. Ugh. I'm gonna wait a minute for people to come out. I have this thing where I'm standing in line in a gas station because gas stations are always so quiet, and I'm like, ooh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Our gas stations are quiet.
Yes, our gas stations are quiet on the inside.
Like no music or
Aside of
anything?
not usually. A lot of them don't have music now.
Oh, ours are never quiet.
I've learned though, even stores that have music playing, if no one else is talking, like when I went into Michael's, I was trying to find those pins, they had music, but there was no one talking, and I'm like, oh, I can hear myself breathe.
Right? It's like, don't like this. Don't like it at all.
Like the Uncanny Valley.
Not one bit. Heckin' no. Ow.
It's a big wad of nope, thanks.
Right.
Man,
Alrighty.
maybe it's because maybe I'm the one who's always making noise or something, but stores are never quiet around me. I mean, there is a real possibility that that I'm the reason the store is never quiet. But
Potentially. Just maybe.
I mean,
Oh, ow.
yeah.
Damn.
Pizza and then post office.
Wow, I'm just like noisy as fuck today. Talking about noises and shit.
Peace.
Do
Anyways.
I want to do the glass cake?
So anyway, yeah, Lynn, about the thing that I posted in Steamhouse.
Oh, yeah, you being grump.
Yeah, I'm being grump. You want to take a wild guess as to what I was being grump about?
Would it have to do with a particular family member?
Maybe. Would you like to take a guess as to the subject matter of the grump?
It was either food or money.
Food. Specifically cooking. So,
Okay.
the situation of the cast iron pots and pans.
Oh
and stuff
God, it's
came
the
up.
cast iron again.
The cast iron.
Oh my doc.
So, she careful.
Just ran my toes and stuff. That's cool.
Please be careful. So she was on the subject of possibly getting another set or whatnot, and
Another set of cast iron.
yeah, because the
Replace
ones that
the
we have
that
are fucking
Got screwed
ruined.
up.
Yeah. So,
But her specific, like, questioning towards me was along the lines of, like, if I do this, will you read the, like, instructions on this site and, like, actually take care of it and stuff? And it's like... So she kept talking a little bit more about it and going on about them. And finally, I was just kind of like, you know, I really don't think we need to do this. Like, because I asked how much they were, right? And so she told me. I'm like, I really just don't think that's necessary because my friend Lynn, okay, has done this for like 10 years plus. Like, she always cooks on cast iron. She uses Lodge. She's never had to sand it, like, so on and so forth. So I really don't think there's any need to spend this kind of money when it can clearly be done for cheaper. So,
Yeah.
I'm picking your brain is what's going on now.
Okay.
What's going on? Do you need to, like, pause for a second?
Oh, no, Hubs was being silly at me, and then he started talking about the thing that we were talking about before. And I'm like, she's actually kind of specifically talking to me. So he's like, oh, okay. And then he, like, backed away.
And he backs away.
Backs away. Thank you, dear, because that's not going to require people to ask me questions about what you mean by I helicoptered away.
You know what? We all got some pretty good imaginations here. I think we can figure it out.
I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah. Anyway, so I may be wrong. I may be misremembering, but I could have sworn that at some point you said that there was something that you did when you first got a new one before you started cooking on it. Was there something that you did for new ones before you started cooking on them, or am I imagining
the
that?
first thing that I did when I got a new one was I rinsed it once to get depending on whether or not the glue, the stickum from the paper that's on it stuck to it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I rinsed it off.
Yeah, and I've got my
Then,
perks here
because
too.
I am a colossal dork, I put it directly on the stove and started fucking cooking on it.
Oh my god. Is it? Oh, that ain't gonna fly.
No, see, that's the thing, is literally the way that I cook with things is probably not going to fly with your mom, because she's probably going to require that you wash it with soap when you get it in, which is the worst possible thing you could do. Honestly, if there's something that's...
What's that half seasoning procedure that you do?
Half seasoning thing that I do is I take an oil, which usually for me, because it's very readily available and right there, is I just use the Pam spray.
Mm-hmm.
But you take an oil, you get oil on it, heat it up all the way until it's smoking. You just leave the oil that's on that, if there's a little bit of extra oil on there, you just leave it there. Heat it up until it just barely starts to get you white smoke. Then take something that's going to be absorbent, wipe down the inside, and you're going to want it to be thick enough that you can actually, I'll take a napkin and I'll fold it up so that it's thick enough that I'm not getting oil on my fingers. And you wipe down the insides and the outside edge while it's off the heat, because otherwise it's still going to be heating and it's going to burn your fingers. I wipe down the insides so that it's not got any liquid oil on it. And then I put it back on the heat and heat it up again until it starts smoking. And my newest pan works fantastically, and it's bumpy on the bottom. It's not smooth like my other ones. It's textured like you were talking about with the ones that you guys sanded.
Mm-hmm.
And it works just fine.
Okay.
So, Man, I tell you what, I cannot imagine. Even when my pans, like if there's some water that gets on it, or somebody else uses it and doesn't dry it off properly, if there gets to be some rust in ours, I don't think I'd ever sand it unless it like was completely covered in rust, and even then I'm questioning whether or not I would sand it. I would just scrub it, kind of wipe it down, heat it all the way up, wipe it down again, and then season it. So, like, I don't think I'd ever fucking stand one of these fuckers.
Well, see, that's the point, is I'm trying to formulate answers that will get to a point where I can just go and buy some fucking lodges and use them without sanding them, is the thing. Because I told her that you don't ever sand them. So
I literally have never sanded
Oh,
one.
wow.
I know you haven't. My point is, I need to
sanded.
convince her that this is a good idea. Okay. So,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm in no rush. You guys are fine.
I know what you
You're
do not
welcome.
do, and I know what you do. So I need to
I was
formulate,
not.
an argument for doing what you do, not what, for some reason, they have decided they want to do.
What I
So
would tell her is,
I'm sure that was
here's the
crazy.
thing. Let me just ask you these questions, because these are the
Okay.
questions that she wants me to ask. Okay.
Okay.
So when you cook, what's the oil that you cook with?
I want to know.
whatever oil is best for the thing that I am currently cooking. So, I cook with several different oils. I have Pam that I spray down if I'm doing something that's like pancakes. Because you want to make sure you get an even amount, but you don't want to have too much.
Food.
If I'm cooking eggs,
Yay, food.
I cook with bacon grease. If I am cooking potatoes, I usually potatoes and a few other things. I will cook with olive oil. If I am cooking Chinese food, I cook with sesame oil and vegetable oil. So I have a whole stack of different oils that I use. The one that I use most often is the bacon grease, but the other oils that I use work just as well. So sesame oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, all of those work just fine.
Okay. And then
Canola oil will work too. Just don't use that usually because I don't particularly like the taste of it.
right. And then so if you're trying to do a full season, which technically you never have to do because, we're buying lodge and they're fucking seasoned already. What would you do?
If I was to do a full season, I would do it essentially like you heat up the pan because you kind of want the metal to be a little bit hot.
Mm-hmm.
But you oil the pan, heat the fucker up, take that sucker, and then wipe it down so there's no extra oil, and then stick her back into the oven and heat her all the way back up until you start smoking. Once it starts smoking, you can turn the heat off, to be completely honest.
I'm guessing to get it to smoke, you're heating it up like a lot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it
Like
takes,
in other words, you're putting it on like high heat basically at that point.
yeah, I usually crank it up. Since most of the time when I have the pan on the stovetop, depends on which size of pan you're using. Because I am using a gas stove. And so the amount of the number that you turn that up to depends on how big the pan is relative to how hot you want that pan. So if you have a little 6-inch skillet, you put that fucker on high heat, the 6-inch skillet is getting almost none of that heat. Because it's so small. If it's on your big burner, your handle is getting hot and your pan isn't. So you have to make sure that the heat is underneath the pan. But yeah, if I take my big skillet, I put it on my big burner, I crank that sucker up to 6, and I heat that fucker up. And it takes a good 10, 15, it takes somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes for it to get hot enough to start smoking. I just leave it on there at full whack until I start seeing little bits of white smoke. And then after I see the white smoke, sometimes I'll wait until I just see the shimmer above it to wipe it down, because I don't want to have to wait until the point where it cools down enough where I can wipe it without burning my fingertips. But when I do that last, after I get the extra oil off of it, when I do that last one, I always wait until it goes to white smoke. Just little bits of it, but little bits of white smoke. And then I turn the heat off and just let it cool down on its own as it do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if one wasn't to use Pam for that process, what would you use?
When I don't use Pam, I will usually use my olive oil.
Olive oil, okay.
Yeah. I usually use olive oil if I'm not going to use my Pam, because the Pam that I use is olive oil based.
Got you.
So, the reason that I use the Pam is simply because it is quick and easy, and I am lazy.
Yeah. Well, you're likely never to find Pam in this household. That's why I was asking.
Oh, I'm sure. Your mom's got her persnickety things that she's persnickety about.
You mean everything? No, anyway.
Persnickety about Pam?
Yes, she's persnickety about Pam. She's persnickety about literally everything. She doesn't. Okay, she wants cast iron to get washed between uses, which is the fastest way to ruin cast iron.
Just wipe it off.
Right? But the thing is because the cast iron that they got, despite the fact that it had a seasoning pre-coated with a seasoning because they got Lodge, her mom had them sand the fucker down. And so they don't have the factory seasoning to start off with. And of course, when you sand off a skillet because there's something supposedly wrong with it, you have to build all of that seasoning back up.
Right.
And so she's never been able to actually get a full season back on these pans because they a little fucked up.
I mean, in her defense, she did not want it to be sanded all the way down to the metal. That is something that my dad took it upon himself to do. And what she had wanted done was to get the bumps off, just knock off the burrs, quotation mark. And
I should clean up so that it's not got grease around the outside edge and show you my newest pan that works perfectly good.
Yeah.
It's got bacon grease in it right now.
Oh, Liz. Well, I'm thinking about it because it made me laugh.
Was that?
Okay, so I've got a friend whose husband reminds me of your husband, and I'm laughing because I was in the gas station buying my pizza, and he walked in behind me. And then proceeded to call said friend on the phone, and like, look what I found, and then turned the camera on me. It was kind of funny. But I shit you not, his personality is like identical to your husband's. Like when your husband first talked, I was like, oh my god, this is the same person.
That's funny.
Love it.
Yeah, like, the rest of my skillets, when I got them, they were fairly smooth. Might have had a little bit of kind of lumpy texture, but you had described it as like sandpaper. This one is actually really bumpy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not... don't think it would cut me if I put my hand on it and scrubbed my hand on it, but it would definitely exfoliate.
Yeah.
It works fine.
I believe it.
It literally works just fine, even with all the bumps. I use a plastic scrubber when things get stuck on them. So the plastic scrubber gets down in any grooves that happen to be coming along. But if you just cook on them, they actually flatten as they get seasoning built up in those crevices.
Gee. Wow. Amazing.
The level of angry sarcasm in those words.
Anyway.
Honey, I'm so sorry.
Anyway. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
like,
the short answer so far that I'm getting is that you use whatever oil you feel necessary depending on what you're cooking, although predominantly you will reach for the olive oil if it's not bacon grease. Am I correct?
yes.
Okay.
Predominantly, I like I said, it is usually specific to what I'm cooking, but I can use nearly any oil. I will usually use either bacon grease, olive oil, or sesame oil. Those are my three mainstays. Sesame oil is a finishing oil, but it makes my food taste real good if I'm making Chinese food. Olive oil is a great, reasonably neutral oil. Italian food, potatoes, any of those things.
Do you ever use like the Crisco vegetable oil?
No, but I don't use Crisco. Are you talking about like the jugs or when you say
jug
Crisco,
of oil? Yeah, the jug of oil. Okay, that
jug
is
of oil.
technically soybean oil, but they call it vegetable oil.
Yes, I will occasionally use that, but only if I am
Out of
if
oil,
I'm
olive
doing-
oil.
No, only if I'm doing something
wait.
that requires a large quantity of oil. So because I deep fry in my pans, I will if I'm doing like something like pan frying, like the other day when I was doing the whole
Oh,
pork
Donna,
thing.
I'm so sorry. I did not see you typing. I apologize.
Oh,
Who has no clue? Oh, were you responding to Katie when she's just like, what? Yeah, I bet you that's exactly what that was. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that was Donna responding to Katie when she's just like, what? Yeah, the whole persnickety part is what I'm guessing that was about.
yeah.
But anyway.
But
Yes.
Now I'm
like,
saying, why
if I'm-
didn't know vegetable oil was soy oil?
Yeah, vegetable oil, if you take it and you turn it around and you read the ingredients, because I was curious as to what vegetables were used in this vegetable oil one day, and sure enough, it's literally just fucking soybean oil. I'm like, liars! Just call it soybean oil, you assholes! Like, I was so mad.
Mind blown.
okay, so the reason that they call it vegetable oil instead of soybean oil is because then, for some reason, the price of soybeans skyrockets.
No, eat
And
all
they
of the
have to-
Ferrero Rocher balls. Just do it. All of them. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. If for some reason the price of soybeans and soybean oil skyrockets, they don't have to change the name of it. They can just change what the ingredients are.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the reason why they don't just call it soybean oil, because then it always has to be soybeans. So if, for instance, all of a sudden the price of corn drops, so they make corn oil or some such like that, which can you make oil out of corn? I think there's certain corn that you can make oil out of. But
For the sake
like
of the conversation, we'll just say that it's possible.
we'll just say corn. We'll just say corn just because soy and corn and soybeans go together in my brain. So say that, you know, suddenly they're going to make corn oil, and that is, you know, that's going to drop the price, and so they add that in, or they change it over to entirely that oil. And soybeans drop back down, but they're harder, but they're, you know, they haven't yet completely swapped over back over to the soybeans. They can have a mixture of the two. So it doesn't matter what type of oil. Sunflower seed oil suddenly becomes ridiculously inexpensive because somebody figured out a way to make soybean levels of sunflowers. You know, stuff like that. They don't have to say anything. It's oil made from vegetables. These are all vegetables. Congratulations. You got what you paid for. Regardless of whether or not that's what it was last time you bought it.
Goofy, but okay.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where that is very much so something that like they...
And so they're in compliance with marketing laws.
Yeah. It is a marketing thing, 150%.
Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. That came out of nowhere. I'm drinking an energy drink, okay?
It's okay, that happened to me when I was at work the other day, and I was like, oh.
But okay. So I'm really happy to hear that you use olive oil a lot, because I really wanted to start using olive oil because that seemed like a better choice than the fucking Crisco oil.
Like
olive oil tastes better.
So here's one thing that I will say. If you can sneak it, one thing that I do occasionally, and I shouldn't do theoretically, but seems to make for a very happy skillet, despite the fact that it theoretically shouldn't make for a happy skillet. One of those ones that's really, really hard for you to get to not stick. Next time you have to wash the fucker off because it's stuck, go ahead and put a little bit of oil in the bottom, just enough to make a nice little thin, but not too thin bit of oil in there when you know that, like, Dad isn't going to be around and Mom probably isn't going to be moving around. And, like, leave it overnight. Leave it for several hours. Just let it sit with oil in it.
Mm-hmm.
Think what's going on is part of how cast iron works. Is when you heat it, pores in the iron from the cast iron skillet open up, and that oil becomes fluid again. It's why people who don't eat bacon don't like to eat off of a cast iron skillet that cooks bacon, because they'll be able to, they claim they can taste the bacon. Well, with how much I use bacon, if you tasted something off of my skillet and you weren't used to tasting bacon, you'd taste bacon.
Me.
Because I use bacon grease a lot. But if you were to leave a little bit of oil in the bottom of a skillet for at least a couple of hours, if not a significant period of time, and then pour the excess off and heat it up, that would give the skillet time for that oil to really penetrate into the skillet.
When I worked at the last restaurant I worked at, I was in the kitchen and we used cast iron, and that's literally what we did. Is we would wash it and then we'd put oil in it and we'd stick it in the oven.
Yeah,
like standing oil, though, like enough that you basically have just oil on the bottom.
We literally coated the entire surface of the pan with oil and then stuck it in the oven.
Like, I get the feeling that your mom's instructions are leaving too little oil on the pan while it's heating.
I mean, absolutely is the problem. Like, in her mind, it's supposed to be, you know, when you like oil a pan or a glass pan or whatever because you're about to bake something, and it's just supposed to be a thin coating that you, if you rub your fingers on it, you can tell there's, that's basically what she's having me do.
Okay, when you're actually seasoning the pan, you need to actually have, like, okay, so when, you know how I was talking about when I do it with Pam? I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna grab my fucking headset and take myself upstairs, because in order to actually get any kind of proper coating on a skillet, you have to have enough oil on there for the pan to drink some of it. There has to be enough that there's going to be some for you to wipe off.
Theoretically,
so
yeah.
that oil can impregnate the frickin' metal.
Impregnate them.
Literally, that's the word. That's the correct. That's actually the correct term. I know it's funny, but it's actually the correct term. Thank you. Impregnate is the correct term for oil getting into metal.
It just makes me laugh.
It is so funny. We're adults. We are totally adults on this channel, I promise.
Totally.
Absolutely. Oh, someone messaged me.
I mean, I may be an adult, but I don't think I ever grew up.
Right, none of us did. Fuck it. We didn't grow up, we just grew older.
Exactly. We decided that we wanted to keep having fun.
Thanks.
Are we having fun? What's going on? What? Fuck yeah, we're having
I
fun.
said we got older, we didn't grow up, we just decided to keep having fun.
There you go. Don't worry, Farrell. You probably can't see it, but I'm working on the Time Flower picture, so I'll be able to send you some completed lines here soon to hopefully cheer you up, because assholes are no fun.
Yeah.
I bought an extra large pizza, ate 2 pieces of it, and now I'm full.
Well, that's fine. That means you have more for later.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna get the smaller one, but there's only a $3 difference.
Well, then
like,
why bother? Yeah. Fuck yeah. Get the big one. Toenails can be pretty too. Sometimes. Sorry.
No, it's totally okay.
Yeah. God, I just fucking love Luce's hair.
Toby. It is very cool. I like the way that you drew that.
Excuse me.
Burp.
You are excused. That kitty is a talking to us. What? Yeah, I saw that. I got a text from the school about the fact that you guys don't have school on Monday. Where is that tail coming out from?
I gotta make patterns so I can start making my dolls.
Heck yeah.
You got a pattern for dolls? Fabric
No, I'm
dolls?
gonna make one. I'm gonna make one, and we're gonna see how well this is gonna turn out, because I'm trying to make Eda and Rain as voodoo ragdolls.
Oh, that'll be cool. For a moment there, it felt like I was gonna hiccup. Oh my god. Okay, so I gotta tell you guys about this, because we were talking about cast iron, and I did something really cool.
Oh boy.
So, there is apparently a subreddit called Stupid Food.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
The idea is supposed to be that it's food that is just dumb, you know? But
Okay.
apparently, sometimes they post things that that the person is like, this is so dumb. And then the rest of us are going, shit, son, I want to try that. What's her recipe?
Right.
And this was a shit, son. Because essentially what it was somebody had a tray of crinkle fries. You know, they've got a whole cookie sheet of crinkle fries, right? That they've cooked up. And then they've got an entire fucking tray of essentially pizza without the crust. They've got cheese, pepperonis, they've obviously got some tomato sauce down at the bottom. Because the way that it slides, there's got to be tomato sauce down at the bottom. They've got this whole fucking cookie sheet. You know, it's got the little edges on the cookie sheet, so it's like tray, and it's the entire depth of the tray deep with cheese and pizza sauce and pepperonis. And then they took that tray that's boiling hot.
Oh boy.
And they tilted it. Toby, honey, no, sweetheart, no. You are gonna knock shit down.
Toby, no!
It is trumpet size.
Yeah, he almost managed.
He's like, Toby,
Yeah,
yes.
get up
I'm
there,
like,
bro.
Toby, no.
Yeah, he definitely was like Toby, yes. I was like, Toby, no! And he was like, Toby, yes! And I was like, no! Honey, that hoodie is awfully small to be trying to put a cat inside it with you. So she tips this thing, and it slow slides. You know how, like, if you tip a pizza, how the cheese will kind of slide off?
Uh-huh.
Does this, she, you know, like a 45-degree angle, and just layers this cheese and pepperoni and all this stuff out onto this tray of fries, and I'm like, oh.
That actually does sound pretty tasty.
I was
Right?
gonna say, that sounds really good.
If
Like
I
a
could eat
kitchen
cheese and
sink
pepperoni,
fries.
fuck yeah.
Fantastic. Because my husband said this to me, and he's like, this is not stupid, I want this. I'm like, shit, son, I want that too. And so then I'm like, you know, we've got tater tots in the freezer.
Oh.
I can totally make some fucking tater tots. So I took my one little skillet and I filled it all the way up with tater tots. And, you know, tater tots cook at 425. So I stuck the pan in for 12 minutes, pulled it out at 12 minutes, flipped them all over, and they're all, you know, packed in there. And then put it back in for another 12 minutes with the other skillet that's about the same size. I added some Parmesan so that it would kind of not be too stringy. And tossed bacon in on top of it because I didn't have any pepperonis. So I chipped up some bacon, tossed some bacon on top of it, and these are my little, like, 8-inch skillets. And I cooked that for 12 minutes like that, and took them out and put the one pan down and scooted the other stuff out onto the other pan, and oh my god, it was so good! It was fucking delicious, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Trying to get into garbage.
Should not get into Garbig. He's not Garbig.
You need orange.
No garbage.
I think I've decided that I need to get myself a different / new ironing board.
I mean, you know, if it's kind of old, it's probably time.
It's less the fact that it's old and more the fact that it's unwieldy, and I leave it set up all the time. So all the space below it is just wasted space.
Yeah.
So instead of having an adjustable ironing board, I'll have this one still, obviously. Close it up, put it off to the side. If I need to actually iron clothes that have sleeves and things like that, I can either get out my sleeve ham, or I can just get this one out. But I'm thinking about actually, like, constructing an ironing station
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to having an ironing board. I saw somebody had, like, a little rack, like one of those little wire racks that you get. You know, they'll
Mhm.
have like the black or the white wire rack that's got like 3 shelves, and the top shelf. Like usually people use them for like plants and stuff like that. Somebody had one of those, and they put a square, well, obviously with rounded corners, but a square ironing board on top of it. They'd put an ironing pad over a piece of wood that they'd rounded the corners of. I was like, that's a damn good idea, man.
Damn good idea.
That's a damn good idea. Sounded like a plow going by.
Oh boy.
Trying to decide if somebody is trying to plow my driveway, or if there's an actual plow going by, or if somebody
Oh,
doing something.
no.
I will be right back.
Okay.
I gotta go.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What happened?
I'm trying to get my computer to connect to my headset so I can swap over to the computer.
Oh boy.
Wait, Discord, can you hear me?
I can hear
Hello? I know you can hear me. I'm still on my phone for you.
you. Oh.
Dude.
Well, if you're trying to do Discord on your computer while on your phone, because it's two different, you might have to actually hang up from the phone and connect.
Oh, I
via
know
the
to get into
computer.
the call I will. I'm literally doing the Discord audio
Oh,
testing
sorry.
right now.
Okay.
No,
yes.
you're good. But yeah, Discord's like, we can't find your mic, and I'm like, fuck you can't.
This bitch is here, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm like, I can hear myself in the mic. I don't know why you can't hear me in the mic.
I'm here.
Someone's here.
Hello?
It is me, the child.
Hi.
The child.
Hello.
Hello. There's a little bit of what we're doing if you can actually see it.
Cool.
Drawing people's. I have too many extra lines there. That should be better.
Putting terrible ideas in their brain.
All the terrible ideas, and we love them.
I just said hi.
Hello?
Mhm.
Hello. I came in on Labyrinth quotes, so.
There you go. But hello. Nice to hear you.
Yes, actually not working right now.
Oh my god. How we're all always working at different times. I like how I say we. Like, I guess technically this is my work, but
I was gonna say you're working right now. What the hell are you
right
talking
now.
about?
like I guess technically yes, I am working. This is my work.
Working on your work.
Yes. I'm just showing y'all the work that I'm working on
You work.
and chatting at you while working. Also, can we appreciate how muscled Luce is? Like, look at that. Just look at
Hell
them.
yeah.
Look at them muscles.
So close.
Muscles.
The muscles.
So close.
After having seen her mom,
Yeah.
I'm like, I am so fully in support of Luce having some muscles.
The muscles.
You should have all the muscles.
Yes.
Hello.
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 You can hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hallelujah! Yay!
Yay!
Hallelujah.
No, don't do that one.
No.
Wait. Oh, that one's not the same thing. Okay, sorry.
No. Anyway,
I'm just sitting here. Don't do the sad one! I don't know if it's actually sad, but it makes me sad.
no, it's
Oh,
it's
okay, well.
And
this
not
is
because of Shrek.
from high school choir.
Oh.
I mean, there's always a fair chance that it'll make me sad too. So because that is a song that Mom and I used to sit around and sing together.
Aw.
So that's always a possibility. But
Alright, should be perfectly safe for me to put this on the TV since Shay is streaming.
Hopefully.
Now I went for the slightly frenetic throwback to high school choir.
There you go.
yeah, that's always good stuff. My favorite crazy ass high school choir song, just ridiculous, was we had this one. It was about it was Little Firefly Little Firefly is in Japanese.
Oh my gosh! Like you actually sang it in Japanese?
Uh-huh.
Holy
So
shit!
you know how, like,
Fun.
when you sing old songs that, like, you don't, like, the words are in Latin or some such, and you just genuinely have no fucking clue what it is you're actually singing? It was like that.
I mean, okay. Yeah, there you
My
go.
favorite off-the-wall high school choir song was this song Not Valid Without Coupon, I think.
Fantastic. Love it.
It was disclaimers set to choral music.
Ha!
Nice.
Okay, but that's fucking great.
It
I
was
love that.
fantastic. And it was actually like challenging and like really fun intervals and I'm trying to remember how it began.
So I've got the stupid Little Firefly song stuck in my head right now, so it's Hotaru Koi. And he goes, ho, ho, Hotaru Koi.
Oh yes.
Hotaru Koi.
It starts out "This supersedes all previous notice that caveat and fun.
That's good.
Slippery and wet, objects in the air may be closer than they appear. Use only as directed, sanitized for your protection. And it's a whole song like that. And it's fantastic.
I love it.
That is fantastic. Holy shit.
This is great. It's the best. It's delightful. I
I
love
was
it.
the only one who liked it because it was actually a challenging song
Lol.
to sing.
Even better.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that I hate her fingers.
No.
I
Sorry.
have a feeling this is going to be a lot of trial and error.
Let me see. Do I still have the sheet music for that? I have a folder where I keep all the stuff.
You outed yourself
Right.
already.
All the
You
sheet
stole
music.
it. Like,
I
No,
stole
yeah,
my.
where I keep all of the sheet music that I stole from choir.
It's okay. I stole the marching band music stand for my
Oh,
saxophone.
Hallelujah chorus. This song not valid without coupon.
okay, I am seriously questioning her fingers because for some reason they just look a little too big and bulky, but I don't know if that's just me or not.
Oh, I forgot a whole passage. Avoid contact with skin. You must be present to win. Other warranties expressed or implied. No use or service of all parts inside. And then the basses come in with no anchovies unless otherwise specified.
Oh my god. I love
Some
that so
assembly
much.
required. Actual prices may be high. Substantial penalty for early withdrawal. Beware of dog. One size fits all. We do not serve alcohol. Sorry.
Is okay. It's just that's kind of like giving me slight Jellicle Cats vibes.
I can sing that too.
Yeah. Well, he actually sang.
No, I've been
From
listening.
Memory. Oh, that was fun.
Lol.
Anyway, yeah, no, I was listening to a cassette tape of the original Broadway cast recording of Cats
Oh boy.
as
Oh
one of
boy.
my lullaby tapes from the time I was like 4.
Oh no, go
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Ah! Sorry.
See, I didn't actually learn. Okay, so I was a very commercial sort of.
Oh, ow.
I had a very commercial upbringing when it came
Mhm.
to media consumption. So, my sister and I were Disney kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we had the soundtracks from the Disney movies.
I did too. I had those too, but like, I would steal my parents' cassette tapes if I thought I liked them.
Behind me, I'm just looking
Like-
at a.
Oh wow, that's
I'm looking at a.
that's
Arya, get out of here.
way longer than I thought it was.
Ugh.
Nope, that's
So-
way longer than I remember it being. Jiminy
Oh,
Christmas.
that's literally nothing. Okay. Fuck.
No, I'm looking through my.
Oh no, that is not literally nothing. That is something.
That's not nothing.
Are
It
you
is something.
kidding me?
What is
I'm
this?
looking
layer?
through my old music folder now.
Yeah, I understand
Um,
somewhere I have my old band, the sheet music from our, whatchamadiddle.
Mine's on the other side of the room
Mhm.
right now.
I had a bunch of, pep rally sheet music.
Gosh, you band kids.
Look,
Just kidding.
the
I would have been a
fact-
band
we're
kid if
all-
it was something I was allowed to do. So it's okay.
I was about to say,
I
the
had-
fact that we are all nerdy kids should not be a surprise to you.
Not at all. Like I said, I
I
probably
was-
would have
I
been
was not
joining you if I'd
banned.
have been able to.
because I was too busy with choir. Also,
Well,
I don't
wasn't
think we're
band
allowed
and
to do
choir.
both at the time.
Weren't allowed?
Too much overlap.
I
Oh,
was
that's
allowed to do
fucking
both, and
bullshit.
I did in fact do both.
Hell yeah, me too. Of course, I was,
Or
my,
it may have just,
my choir instructor didn't like me very much, though.
Why?
I did not have the patience for practicing for band, so I never really got into for instruments. I'll sing all day,
Wait a minute, I'm missing
but
something here.
I never remembered to practice, so I never got into band. Like an instrument, where you actually have to sit down.
School that it didn't matter if you could still get into band. It's just you couldn't get
No.
higher, better positions
Just
if
hear
you
Katie
didn't
No,
like
you
practice.
laughing maniacally.
So I
You
did
had-
not get into the higher positions.
No, Mandeville High School had standards. You had to try out for band. I think you had to try out for choir. Choir was slightly
Bass
easier to
band?
get into. Huh?
Bass band?
Yeah.
That's bullshit, bro. We had to try out, but it was so that we could figure out what
Like-
instrument you were supposed to
Exactly.
No, that was junior high.
play. We did that in
That was-
elementary school.
Yeah, we did that in elementary for us too.
No,
I'm just listening at this point. Like, this is all new to me.
My school
Matt-
was super tiny though. We didn't have to try out.
Mandeville is a suburb of New Orleans. It's the people are willing to drive an hour and a half to live away from the black people suburb of New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
All at Mandeville High School, the students had, in general, better cars than the teachers.
Okay.
That
Uh,
says a lot about America.
Really does.
well, it says a lot, in particular, about the school district. I think there were maybe half a dozen black kids at my high school.
There was one in mine.
And in retrospect, I feel incredibly bad.
Right?
Yep.
We were, in my senior year, we got accredited as a blue ribbon school, which was like we're one of the best schools in the state. And we had, the sports program was important, and we won things and bullshit like that. So
always
yeah,
hated
that.
Sports was important.
Hmm?
I always hated that sports was important. Like, I
Same.
understand what the point is, but there's no reason why sports should be putting more asses in seats than things like choir and theater and stuff like that. Except that
It's the
America
patriarchy.
is stupid.
I was gonna
It's
say,
the
don't you know
patriarchy.
the arts aren't important to us?
My fuck.
Anyway, well, that's here's the thing that sucks. Band and choir and the theater department did get a lot of attention until my senior year. because until
No.
my senior year, the principal was Principal Styron, whose son was in band and theater and choir with at least
Nepotism benefiting
And he
everyone
was-
else.
he was a year ahead of me. When he graduated, Principal Styron left to go work at the college that Joe went to.
Oh my god.
Fuck, bro!
I can't believe
You
that
really
was
said you
allowed.
cannot get
Daddy.
away from me.
We got sports daddy as a new principal.
Ooh. Ooh, wait, I have a story that can go with this, okay? It's kind of like that, but a little bit different because my school never gave two rats as asses about the arts department. But, so clearly, if you can't tell, I was a nerdy kid, which means that I got picked on a lot, as did all of my friends. And our vice principal was also our sports director. And guess who the bullies were? The sports kids. So guess what never happened? Any repercussions.
Of course.
Hate that shit, man.
Of
So
course.
bad when that
I
shit happened.
don't remember this.
Oh boy.
I've got another piece. I'm digging through my sheet music folder still. And this is one that I do not remember this. No idea
remember.
when it's from.
I don't know, I feel like that hand looks like shit too.
I mean, sweetheart, your hands usually look fantastic to me, so
Uh-huh.
until you actually like do something that
Like-
fixes the problem that you're seeing, I usually don't see anything wrong with them.
Correct.
Hands always look like actual hands to me, so I am not going to be a good judge on this one. I'm
have to
very bad at
remind
being critical of
myself.
your shit.
That dolls do not have boobs.
Was this one that
I mean, you can make a doll with boobs.
I don't know.
Yeah,
boobs.
that's one baby steps.
Okay.
Baby steps. I already don't know what I'm doing.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna look away from this for a little while.
So my husband just sent me a video.
Oh no.
Damn, that's interesting.
Oh, is this the thing that I'm looking at? Oh no.
Possibly. Is it the ASL interpretation of Baby Got Back?
What?
That's not what I am reading. It says ASL interpreter kills baby.
What? Oh, it kills baby. Yeah, that's the same one. But it's if you look at the damn that's interesting ASL interpretation of
Oh,
Baby
the
Got
title
Back.
says interpretation of baby got. Okay,
Oh,
I get it.
Yeah,
now.
that's
Oh, so- not
See,
literally.
that is-
It's
That is
figuratively.
cutting it off because it says kills Baby Got Back.
Got you. Okay. I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck?
Shay had questions.
I did. Okay, I am
Oh my
getting
God, that's
rid of this
fantastic.
hand.
She definitely does kill it. That's fantastic. I love it. There's lots of very round hand motions.
Oh yeah.
Very round hand motions.
Very round.
And I'm watching it without the sound, and I still know where they are in the song. Like, definitely caught on to the part where they goes,
It's okay. Have you ever seen the ASL for Nicki Minaj doing WAP?
Oh,
No,
good
but that sounds
Lord, that'd be
hilarious as
amazing.
Dude, it's fantastic. Like, oh god, that you want to talk about an ASL interpreter that was going hard.
I believe it.
Okay. Digging through the music folder every
Excuse me.
couple years is fun.
Right, I'm sure.
What's weird is the stuff I don't remember. I remember the stuff from 7th grade.
Yeah.
From once we get to, I think there was a couple things from a semester of choir in college that I don't really remember.
Hmm.
I don't remember most of college. College for me was not great.
Frankly, neither was
College is
mine.
better than high school for me.
I liked both college. I liked school in general. I had a lot of fun in school, but
High school was pretty hell for me.
that's because I'm also one of those people who's like, you're gonna bully me? Okay. Congratulations, fuckface.
I didn't get bullied a lot. I mostly just got overlooked.
It was really hard. I was actually voted. I did not realize they were doing the voting, but I was actually voted
Of course,
weirdest
how many
girl
people?
in my senior class.
how many
Nice.
people were in your graduating class?
48.
180.
My graduating class was almost 400.
Ow.
Yeah, mine was 40 fucking 8.
I didn't go to a traditional high school, so I was actually homeschooled for like my last
Well, that's
junior
a
high
different
school.
level of hell.
Yeah,
High school
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Also,
regret
before
it.
anyone asks, no, I did not go to a private school.
Hmm.
No, you just went where it's small.
Yep, I went to a
Yeah.
tiny ass public school. Every time
Now-
I say 48, people are like, "Did you go to private school?" No.
No, I just lived in a small area. I
Oh.
actually was going to ask because for some reason I thought I heard you say, Katie, at some point that you had been homeschooled to a degree. Did I mishear that / transfer that from someone else's speaking?
You may have transferred that from someone else's speaking, unless you want to count my preschool in which I was homeschooled.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely just transferred from someone else's speaking then.
Yeah. I have some. One of the college that I went to is a community college because I wasn't really didn't have any like plans for the most part. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to Kirkwood, and funny thing was I went here. And Hubs went up to Minneapolis because he was trying to go to art college, trying to become, like a video game designer.
Hey, that's what I
And-
technically went in for.
That's what we all tried to do.
Literally everyone wanted to design video games. I guess technically with this group here, like we could totally do an indie game.
We probably could, honestly. We honestly probably could.
Gotta
But
make a good one, we'll all get rich.
Fuck yeah.
right? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do this. But he went up to Minneapolis, so I was here I was back home in our, air quotes little town, which I am discovering more and more I'm discovering rapidly is significantly larger than I've ever really given it credit for. Because I went from fairly large Iowa town to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Sprawling metropolis. Twin Cities is at least physically super large. It may not be as big as some of the other places out there, but it is fucking big. Especially for the Midwest, and so I never really cognized how big it was. But while he was up there, I was down here, and I was getting hit on like dudes as old as my dad.
Oh god.
God.
College.
Ew.
In the actual college, like, 'cause I would always befriend anybody I could, because that's just how I actually got friends in person when I was in high school. Was if somebody was nice to me, I was nice back to them. Until
no.
they did something that made it so that I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing this anymore. And so we had this one guy in our Spanish class who was like, 45, 50. And, bust his leg, and I was like, oh, hey, man, what happened? He told me what happened, and I was like, oh, man, that sucks. So I stood around and talked to him for a little while. Apparently, he misinterpreted my kindness as interest, because I thought we were becoming friends, and he thought we were becoming possibly more than friends. Because because he started like trying to impress me by like when we were in the computer lab, because we had an internet cafe, because I'm fucking old, man. But we had an internet cafe, and he would use old school DOS prompts to pull up DOS prompts and text chats across the because they didn't have a particularly secure network, so you could access, so as long as a computer was on the network, you could pretty well access another computer that was on the network if you knew these DOS prompts and commands that would essentially just connect it across. And so he was like flirting with me and stuff, and I'm like, dude, how are you even fucking doing that? Because I didn't know how you did it, I just knew you could. And he's just like, he thought he was hot shit because of this, and I'm like, it's funny, okay, fine, whatever. But then he found out that I had a fiance.
Oh, don't tell me that he like took that personally, like you were flirting with him even though you were like taken.
No, it's almost worse.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
He's like, so you wanna go out sometime and get drinks or something? I'm like, well, first off, I'm not old enough to go out and get drinks. He goes, well, you want to go get coffee? I'm like, actually, I don't drink coffee, because at the time I didn't. And he's like, well, maybe we can go out to eat. I'm like, are you asking me on a date? Because I actually have a fiance. He's like, what? I'm like, what? You're like, what, 20? I'm like, no, I'm 19. And he's like, you shouldn't have a fiance. You should be experimenting and discovering yourself.
Not with you,
I'm
bro.
like-
Bye.
I'm like, how old are you? He's like, I think he said he was 47. And I'm like,
Nope!
yeah, dude, that's like my dad's age. And he's like,
Oh,
age is just a number. And I'm like,
Shut the
yeah,
fuck up, bruh.
that's a hard no. That's a hard no from me, bro.
Wow, like, good god.
no thank you, creepo.
There's
I don't know
no.
why, but I like if someone flirts with me, they're either someone who has zero intent of doing anything because they're a friend of mine and they know that is a funny thing that I'm totally willing to play along with, or they are a creepazoid dude who wants to fuck me and does not care what he has to do to get to that point. I don't know how it is that I have these two options. Either you're a friend of mine and you know that I'm totally cool with like laughing about flirting with each other, or you're some fucking creepazoid who doesn't want to take no for an answer.
And there's no
Yeah.
in between.
He is not the first person who has pulled that on me. He's pulled the, well, you don't really mean that sort of thing on me. And I'm like,
Yeah, actually, I
Like,
fucking
dude.
do. Leave me alone.
what? Not to mention, like, I was 13, I wore a costume to the Ren Fair, and one of the criers, like, got creepy with me.
Good god.
Like, I have never had somebody say something as stupid as what this guy said. But he hollered at me about the fact, because I had a costume on and I had tits early, and so I'm like 13, 14, and I've got boobs, and I they're not super huge, but they're enough to probably
You can
right
see 'em.
at least a little bit. And the top I had on was one of those, like it's a shift with a little bodice over top of it, but it's just the boobs. It's like essentially a sports bra on top of it that's got lacings up the front.
Mm-hmm.
So, it kind of lifts and squishes, and I've got it tightened up so that my boobs are right where I want them, and they're not huge, but God
They're
damn
there.
it, you see 'em.
That's fine. God damn it.
God damn it, you didn't see 'em. I was real proud of them. I was real proud of them puppies.
I love
swear
it.
the puppies were quite nice. Thank you very much. But
You say that like they
unfortunately,
aren't
with my-
still.
They
Okay, anyway.
they are to the point where they are rather weighty. They are the this might actually be a weapon levels.
I mean, you did give your almost, at the very least, almost gave your husband a concussion. So there's that.
Yeah. I injured my husband by dropping a tit on him. So I mean, that is a thing. That is definitely a thing. But
Anyway, sorry. Please continue.
this guy, he starts shouting at me about something about my tits. I don't remember what he said. And I'm like, shut up. I like yelled back at him to shut up, or like, dude, I'm 13 or something like that. And he's like, he took offense to the fact that I shouted back at him. And I was definitely too young for him to be throwing flirts at.
Dude, that's on you.
Right? And so he starts like shouting back at me, like insulted that I would shout back at him. And
Men are
he
like
made
that sometimes.
some snotty comment about, I'm the center of your prepubescent dreams. And I'm like,
Ew.
Or maybe
right,
nightmares.
bro. Fucking halfway to smashed.
Yeah,
I
no,
want
buddy.
some greasy ass crier at a fucking Ren fair, bruh.
Big no. Big,
Yeah,
big no.
He was big no. Big narp.
Where the hell did that go? I just had it.
Thanks, babe.
What?
That's perfect.
I lost a piece of my currently in process pattern.
Damn it, I hate it when they go walkabout like
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you were just in my hand. Where'd you go?
that. We're
I mean, at least-
just here.
It was a small piece at
Mhm.
least, so like I can remake it, but it's still frustrating.
Hello.
You're
What
gonna
are you
find
making?
it 2 weeks from now.
A doll.
Ah.
She's making a voodoo dog.
Voodoo.
Voodoo ragdoll thing that's probably gonna look absolutely horrible.
I love your like ominous
Whatever.
laugh, Win. Just like you're
can
like,
do a
yes.
If I make the doll's
Appropriate
kiss,
chuckle.
do you think Rada will become canon?
Maybe.
Dude, if Rada isn't canon by the time this show is over, there's gonna be such a fucking uproar.
You like for real.
Like, dude, honestly, like it was so
One
obvious that Rain definitely has a thing for Ida. Then to
Still.
make matters worse, he sees her transform and then does the big eyes.
Target
like,
acquired.
target acquired. That's
Target
my husband.
acquired.
My husband
I know. I
looked
saw that you were
for
putting your
3
husband in
seconds.
that.
Or
and he was
BRB.
like, target acquired.
Be right back.
Oogie.
Again. It was just like, that is so accurate, my dear. That is the most perfect thing. Yes, target acquired. Monster Fucker license is definitely correct. He got him a Monster Fucker license because he's definitely into it. Hi, are you okay, crackhead? You want to watch your leaf again? Honest to God, this cat. Okay, so you know how normal cat, a normal non-crackhead cat, when they jump up onto something, they usually, I mean, some of them are graceless little monsters, but they're usually, fairly graceful, but they jump on top of the thing.
Yes. Mostly. Usually.
He is fully capable of jumping up to the top of the back of this chair. He refuses to. So what he does instead is he will usually put his claws in the back, look up, swivel his ears back, and look like he is being chased by the devil himself. And then he will adhere himself to the side of the back of the chair.
So he velcros his way up.
He doesn't even velcro. He does two. It's like two stages. Velcros to the bottom. Lets go. Fully releases. Velcros to the side of the top. Looks at you like a fucking spastastic crackhead. And then stands up and just walks up like a normal creature. Like he's not just giving you a look that says, I am the most cracked out thing that ever existed. I do not understand him.
At least he's entertaining.
He's very entertaining.
My dad and I joke around how the cats joke about how we only keep the cats around for entertainment value.
And they are worth their weight in gold.
Oh yeah,
entertainment value, because these cats are fucking weird. This specific one is definitely worth his weight in gold. My cat probably, entertainment value wise, my cat's probably worth silver, but that's because he is also very weighty. My cat's one of those cats, like, okay, so you know how, like,
maybe only 14 karat gold.
10 karat.
10 karat.
10 karat. The old man, he's probably worth like 24 karat gold because he don't weigh much. But yes, I heard you, baby. What's up? We're perfectly capable of finding a spot to lay down without circling 18 times. I swear. Are you going to lay down, or are you going to look like a crackhead? The answer is yes.
I was about to say the answer is yes.
Yeah. But my Chonko, the funniest thing is my eldest likes to pick him up when he's not expecting it. He always has this look on his face, like, how did he overcome my epic weight? He does not understand. Like, there's that joke about how Thor couldn't pick up Freya's cats.
Mm-hmm. And he thinks he's one of Freya's.
My cat thinks he's one of those. He definitely thinks that it is unspeakable that someone could overcome his epic weight. Let me tell you, he murder mitts like a madman if you put him on his back. He'll stay put, but if his paws are not all constrained,
touching something,
they all have to be constrained in some way.
Mm-hmm.
They are chink. His front paws, back paws,
take
all
picture
paws.
For y'all of Sadie when she is being held. They're not fond of being held, but they are very polite about not being fond of being held. They tolerate it, and they make it very clear that they're only tolerating it. Like Sadie gets the most long-suffering look on her face, like, you're doing it again. But she does the. You can pick her up, and so her tummy's facing up, and she does the paws thing.
Yeah.
And the back paws are just are poised, and the front paws are just flipped forward, folded forward, and you just sort of there's this full body kitty sigh that happens.
Yeah.
My cat. Eventually, they just sort of start squirming, and will roll themselves out of your arms. But they're terribly polite. They don't go for claws.
They are more polite than my cats, let me tell you.
No, I am very.
Any of our cats, once they have decided that it is definitely time you let go of them, it is
claws
not a polite roll out of your arm. It is a I'm desperate to leave. I am going to leave. I will grab your arm and I will turn myself over. And then after I turn myself over, I'm going to crawl out using claws the whole way. Wow, dude.
Nope. Nope.
You just had to wiggle and then I'd let you go. And they're like,
I have not had cat scars for years. I mean, I'll get the occasional scratch because I got launched off of or something.
somebody ran across your foot. My God, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Big spasmoid, what the fuck?
But no, I do not. My arms are free of cat scars.
I haven't gotten scratched in quite a while, but that's because I'm smarter than the boys.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
See, the problem for me is that, like my fat ass is actually like would like to be on me, but he also does not believe that my body can maintain carrying his weight. So he's nervous when he's on me. And so he usually doesn't get on me because if he gets on me, then I'm usually going to end up scratched.
Why is my life like this?
What's going on?
I just opened this sewing kit, and for whatever reason, the straight pins that were in it were open, and it fell over, and I have a lap full of straight pins.
Do you have a magnet within easy reach?
Wait, where's my phone? My phone has a magnet on the back of it.
Yes. Use a magnet. It is the best way to pick up pins. If nothing else, it will hold the pins still while you pick them up. One of the things I like to do is I actually have like rare earth magnets laying around the house because why the fuck not, I guess. They're usually on like screws on shelves, like on the outside edges of shelves and stuff like that. So like whenever I'm around, this is terrible. I'm so bad about putting things away that I have to like have hacks for keeping my shit in order. So I have like pin boxes everywhere and there are magnets everywhere. So like there's a magnet like within arm's reach that's literally full of random weird ass fucking needles. I'll take a picture of it and show you guys. But I always have magnets nearby. One of the best things for picking up pins is if you have a rare earth magnet and a pair of scissors. Put the rare earth magnet on the scissors, and then you use the scissors as a wand.
That's smart. Okay, I
I've
think
had
I
to
got
pick
them
up a
all.
lot of pins in my life.
I was just afraid I was gonna stab myself somewhere I don't want to be stabbed because they landed between my thighs.
Is a very legitimate fear.
Okay, I need a little bit more here just in case I forget.
Make sure you stand up before you declare the situation safe.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
Hello?
So,
I made the mistake of walking too far away from my computer, which interrupted contact for just a second, which meant that it no longer recognized that I was talking.
yeah, yours does that sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, like I was trying to say, I made the mistake of buying, bulk pins on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
They are not magnetic.
What?
You can't pick them up with a magnet?
You cannot. They're the wrong kind of stainless steel to be picked up.
Aria, get away from
by
me.
a magnet.
Get away from me in the fabric. Shoo.
You cannot magnet them.
Okay,
that sounds horrible.
It does, doesn't it? I actually put a picture of my my.
I brought them to work.
You can't even see the freaking rare earth magnet through all the fucking needles.
Okay.
They're crazy looking needles too. I've got like all three of my curved upholstery needles.
Yeah.
Those are 3 curved upholstery needles, one actual like darning needle, regular needle is hidden away inside that
What is
groove.
the ridiculously long one? Is that darning?
Ridiculously long is actually a tatting needle. It is a blunt point,
Ah!
evenly sized all the way through, even really all through.
I know
the,
what tatting
eye.
is.
Yes.
Theoretically.
So like, there's shuttle tatting and then there's needle tatting, and I needle tat. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Did my wiggling my fingers upset you, sir?
You remind me of my mom, Lynn, and I do all the different kinds of crafts.
Well, I do a lot of crafts.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. You should see my spare bedroom. It's all crafting shit.
Uh-huh. I don't
like,
have a spare bedroom.
I'll have a spare bedroom.
Theoretically, one day I will, but I'm not in a hurry for that because that means that my dad doesn't need a bedroom anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will make do with setting up my sewing in the dining room that we never use.
Hey, that works, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this fabric is cheap. Which it was cheap. I knew it was cheap when I bought it, but fuck.
What kind of fabric is it?
It's just really cheap cotton. It was on sale for $5 a yard.
Wow, that's cheap cotton for you?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, that's cheap cotton for us.
Holy Jesus.
I mean,
most of the time I don't buy fat quarters until they go on sale for $1 each. That's $4 a yard. I'm like, that's still expensive, man. Well, that's because that's expensive for me.
I was gonna say this was literally the cheapest stuff in the store because I knew I was just experimenting.
And
is it at least like all cotton?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as it's 100% cotton, that's not a big deal. Because I mean, I know that at Walmart you can get
you can get cheap ass poly cotton crap.
Yeah, you can get poly cotton for like $2 a yard. Works great for Halloween costumes, let me tell you. Hello, baby. Why are you such a spastic? Why are you so spazzy? Why are you so spazzy?
Whatever, I'm just gonna cut this and hope for the best.
You're so spaz. You are. You know what? Your claws need trimmed, sir. I'm definitely not trimming them right now, though, because you have that wild, murderous look in your eye, and I want to maintain this. You're attacking your tail. That's your tail. Sir, that's your tail. Sir.
Cats are dumb.
To play with. Here, let me find something for you to play with. Here's a straw. Did you play with the straw? Hey, you can play with the straw. You're adorable. I hope you understand that.
I'm on Tumblr and there's this post that's somebody screen capping an article written by some of my colleagues who accidentally got high as fuck on Fly Agate.
Oh no. Accidentally got high as fuck on her homework. Okay, and
there's timestamps.
Oh, I have made a grave mistake. Oh well.
The tutorial notes on the ingestion of Amanita muscaria. Boiled to remove its toxins, Amanita muscaria can usually be eaten with impunity. David Aurora serves it on his forays. Russians call it muck humor and delight in its nutty flavor, and Japanese reputedly prefer it to Boletus edulis. Recently, Lawrence Milliman and Tanya Huff had an experience of a muscaria, somewhat different from a purely culinary experience they intended to have. Tanya cut 2 muscaria buttons into quarter-inch strips and placed them in 2 quarts of boiling water, cooked, drained, and sampled, and they both sampled a few pieces. Found taste pleasant, agreeably nutty, although Lawrence thought they also had a slightly metallic aftertaste, etc., etc. Between them, they ate almost all of the 2 buttons. 20 minutes later, both of us started to feel distinctly off. Lawrence found himself staring vacantly at some LBMs we were trying to identify. Tanya noticed he was holding his stomach and looking uncomfortable. Once we agreed that Muscari was the culprit, we called David Aurora and asked him what we could do. Take notes, David said. What follows are the notes we took during the experience.
Notes.
What do we do? Take notes!
What do we do? You should notate what it is that you're experiencing right now. Do it. Do it now.
So there's notes. Notes are in military time. We ate a muscaria at 6 p.m. The first note is 1856, so almost 7. Tanya was feeling initially hot, but now she's feeling cold. Her sense of smell is heightened. Lawrence can't seem to concentrate on identifying our mushrooms.
Well,
1909.
mushrooms.
Tanya is slurring her words. Her pupils are dilated, and there's a lump in her throat. She finds the cedar-like odor of Camarophilus rufus, russo, whatever, quite cloying. Her upper lip is sweaty. Her stomach is mildly queasy, while Lawrence's stomach is very queasy. They wind up vomiting. They start feeling. Tanya is experiencing a heightened sense of touch. Lawrence's fingers on her forehead seem to be burning a cold hole in her. There's an acute pain in her eye, but it soon goes away. Lawrence has a slight buzz, he says, very different from the experience of being drunk. He remarks that he's glad he's not a Siberian shaman. Our highs seem to have stabilized. Lawrence is again trying to identify some of our mushrooms. Tanya says she feels almost normal, whereas Lawrence says he can't feel normal because he isn't. Tanya is starting to feel a bit hungry. Lawrence's head feels like foam. Tanya feels dizzy when she rolls her eyes, also sort of sleepy. Lawrence succeeds in identifying a mycena. Tanya is feeling clumsy and poorly coordinated, but otherwise okay. Lawrence can't seem to dial a friend's phone number, and likewise can't close the sliding door without getting his hand stuck in it. Also, he says the mushrooms we're trying to ID are talking to him.
Oh. What are we reading? What is this?
This is a couple of mushroom, essentially mushroom
scientists.
have eaten a local mushroom that they believed that they had properly prepared so that it wouldn't cause them any problems.
And now they're tripping balls.
And now they're tripping balls. And they're I don't know if it was their teacher or their partner in crime or whatever, but pretty much the response was...
They called him to say, what do we do? And he said, take notes!
Take notes!
All the notes.
So he says, you can't close the sliding door without getting his hand stuck. Also, he says the mushrooms we're trying to ID are talking to him. 21:15. Lawrence has been silent for a while, listening to the mushroom. All of a sudden, he's very talkative, though he's not making much sense. Smooth circus. Neither of us know what that means. Mushrooms are people too, he said. 29. Both of us fuel euphoric. Lawrence especially so. He says he hasn't felt this good in years. We decide to go out to dinner. But
Oh,
first
God.
we call David Aurora to tell him that we're alright. Whatever you do, David says, don't drive. So we appoint Tanya's roommate Mikey the designated driver. 21:54. At a Chinese restaurant, Tanya thinks our food has a consciousness of its own, as well as a texture that's very real. She also thinks that everyone in the restaurant is high, and that Lawrence likes Republicans, although he's earlier made it clear that he doesn't. 22:10. Lawrence is drinking a beer and says he can relate to the bottle, that the bottle can relate to him, and that the two of them are actually enjoying each other's company.
Oh my
Maybe
god.
don't drink alcohol while you're tripping balls.
Perhaps not the best plan.
Probably not.
22:15. Our food feels very textured and we seem able to commune with each grain of rice. We also feel that we're moving fast, but our thoughts are moving slowly. Lawrence keeps dropping his chopsticks. Coordination is difficult for both of us. 22:10, which is 5 minutes
10-10.
the previous entry. Both of us seem to be suffering from short-term memory loss. Lawrence feels that his critical sense, usually very much in evidence, has gone on vacation. The word euphoria keeps popping up in our conversation. At 2300, we leave the restaurants. Lawrence says that objects have no meaning but simply exist. We see a dead deer on the road, and he says the difference between a dead deer and a living room is negligible. Tanya still feels elated, exuberant, but at the same time relaxed. He falls asleep. Around midnight, without any difficulty, for the next 2 days, her right ring finger tingles when she hits it with her thumb, but otherwise notices no symptoms relating to the mascara ingestion. And Lawrence sleeps deeply and wakes up the next morning feeling refreshed. Later we asked their mentor why they experienced the ups and downs of a mascara trip when all they wanted to do was eat it as a actual food. And his explanation was that mushrooms were too big for the pot in which they were boiled, with the result that only as much of the toxins were dissolved in the water as the water itself could hold. So there wasn't enough water in the pot to dissolve all of the toxins, or all of the substances that they were trying to avoid.
Oh boy.
And so they wound up communing with rice at a Chinese restaurant.
Lovely.
When you accidentally trip balls.
Accidentally being the key word.
When you accidentally trip balls and it really was an accident.
Right? When it really
decided to go out
genuinely
to eat.
was.
We decided to go out to eat, but we called David to tell him we're okay. Like, don't drive, you idiots.
We're okay. No, you're not.
Do not drive. You are
Do not
okay.
drive. Do not.
You have not slept this shit off yet, bro.
Hey, that thing you're about to do, don't do it.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. Like at all.
Okay.
Like maybe not.
I think it's still the best thing that his response was to tell us to take notes.
Yeah.
What do we do? Take notes.
Yup.
Mentor person? We were trying to just eat the food, but the food made us high. What do we do? Take notes.
That's
This
the
is
most
your area of
scientist
study.
shit ever.
Enjoy.
Take notes and enjoy.
Oh.
Don't drive.
Oh, and then in the actual Tumblr post, someone else pipes up with other shenanigans. Or this is tame compared to the usual relentless, unhinged hoopla that mycologists usually get up to.
Mm.
Here's a short list of the bullshit I've seen mycologists do.
Oh boy.
I have had the tremendous good fortune to know several mycologists, all of whom I would trust with my life and to help me hide a body should the occasion occur, but I would not trust them with a ham sandwich. We went out on a late summer mushrooming expedition with some as part of a class in scientific illustration to collect samples. The Scandinavians are notorious about keeping their family mushrooming grounds a secret, but in order to go up with the mycologist, we all had to be blindfolded for the better part of an hour in the car as we got close. And put our hands on a copy of All the Rain Promises and more because they didn't think the Bible was serious enough and swear to keep any educated guesses about where we were a secret.
Oh my gosh.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
Mm-hmm.
This is, it's technically completely different, but it's a similarly hilarious long post.
Here, I'm just gonna share the post.
Yeah.
Do it.
There was a similarly
that in.
hilarious long post. It was essentially this person who is an introvert and is not does not have a lot of spoons for going out and doing things. They have already had kind of a rough fucking day because they had to go out, deal with bureaucracy, all this stuff, and they're like, man, I've really, really used a lot of spoons. I still have to do this other thing. And they go and they go to do this other thing, and it was something for themselves, I want to say. Don't remember what it was. I'm gonna have to see if I can figure out what that fucking post was.
Mm-hmm. So it may not be obvious, or you may not remember, I don't know, but I did in fact redo the hand, and it looks much better. And yeah, those are calluses, because, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hands.
Those are like punching things callous.
Exactly. Because she's human in a world of witches, and she,
Punches.
you know, she gotta throw some punches.
You gotta be ready to smack a bitch.
Absolutely. And she can, and it'll hurt.
It was essentially this ridiculous, some woman was having to, this little old lady in this quilters guild, this person had, like, they were an introvert, but they had connections to all of these other people. And one of them was a quilters guild, and so, they had gotten this really weird ass fucking text and went to they were going to talk to this person about something, and then they found out that this person was like Ethel from the Quilters Guild.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, this is a younger person, and the Ethel is like this little 80-year-old woman, and she started talking about how the Hoa manager is this absolute cunt. She says it in nice words, of course, because she's a little old 80-year-old woman. But she's having to sell her house because she can't fucking stand living around this woman who has been harassing her for a while. Hoa manager has been harassing her for a while.
No, go ahead. You guys go ahead.
Okay. This Hoa manager has been harassing her for a while, and oh shit, she's still on starting soon, isn't she? It's actually working. Fuck. My computer hadn't caught up with something for a while, so I was confused. Yeah, so that I'm trying to find it because I'm pretty sure that I actually sent it to Shay. I know it was in the strangers Discord. I need to find it because it was just so funny.
Boop, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Baby, I'm back. Alright, anyway.
Was it the garage sale that she went to?
It wasn't a garage sale.
Or
She personally turned it into an estate sale. and the estate sale ended up being this absolute lunacy.
Ginormous thing with like half the people in the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Well, like more people than the neighborhood. Like it ended up with, Ruth, whose son,
and it wound up
was-
getting the HOA manager arrested.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that one was fantastic. Might be the same storyteller.
I mean, very
Maybe.
possible.
It was either Gallus or Sistelin, I think.
That sounds right. How do you spell that?
Which one?
Shit.
Galliston or whatever.
Gallus Rostro Megalis. Gallus RO.
I cannot
S.
speak that fast.
Sorry.
Okay.
Gallus as in chicken. Gallus
Chicken.
R
Sorry.
ROSTROMEGALLUS.
Okay, it's not fairies, it's Doris. Okay, chicken's of unusual size.
Yes.
This is the funniest fucking thing I have ever.
Like, if y'all aren't following Gallus, y'all need to. She is an amazing storyteller.
Oh
And
yeah,
she has a weird ass life and weird family history, so she's got plenty of stories to tell. And it's amazing.
Yeah, no, she absolutely does. You know, she's talking about how she's got, all the spoons. Devil's most. I'm seeing a realtor, the devil's most pathetic yet effective demons. I get the reminder text that I have an appointment time with her. At least I think that's what it is. Because what she sends me is house emoji, time emoji, clock emoji, 12 question mark emoji. With the time typed in the middle like that, she is, according to her profile, at least 80. So we reply, cool face, thumbs up. And then she sends me a string of goddamn postmodern emoji hieroglyphs that take up my entire screen. She's on an iPhone, so half of them don't translate across platforms. It takes me half an hour and 3 different software programs, and goddamn Wingding to translate. But she has sent me the address and rules about masking and not wearing shoes inside. In emoji! Instead of, literally any other format. I am fascinated and simply must meet the woman. So, if I don't come back...
Oh, I remember this post!
Fairies,
Yes!
Corgi. So, with me is protection, so I'll see y'all later.
I remember this whole
Herschel.
post.
Herschel is fantastic.
I might be about to get a sewing machine and/or an ACAB riot.
This post is amazeballs.
I
Absolutely.
love
amazeballs.
this post so much. It was just one of the funniest fucking things. I really desperately want to find, because this is the before the update one.
Oh no! Hey, are you on Tumblr? Because if you look into the notes, you should be able.
Right now.
Yeah, if you look into the notes of that post, you should be able to
That
find.
post has several tens of thousands of notes.
Yeah, but the reblog notes, specifically the reblog notes, and just scroll
Yes.
for days. But that's really the only easy way you're probably gonna find it, unless you're just scrolling through her blog itself, I guess. But
Tumblr has actually kind of started doing a better job of putting, link me the post. Or link the
I'm
post.
actually scrolling through it right now, so please forgive me.
No, when I'm on mobile and I'm looking at a post that I know has a whole bunch of updates, half the time these days, in the more like this down at the bottom, it's the rest of the updates.
Here, I'll send it to you because this is. I'm just gonna drop it in the text because it's just One of the fucking best ones. Oh, I heard sewing machines. I fucking love sewing machines. Me too. Me too, honey. I have my sewing machines my very specific sewing machine. My sewing machine is nicknamed Skynet because my husband thinks it sounds like Skynet. Sounds like Skynet when it's booting up, and so he's like, "Yeah, your machine's named Skynet," and I'm like, "Okay."
Well, I'm getting somewhere.
I did not realize that Skynet was your sewing machine. I, for some reason, thought that Skynet was like a game system or something.
No, Skynet's my sewing machine.
Wow. Wow.
Skynet's yeah. Whenever I talk about Skynet, I'm talking about sewing.
I don't know how I missed that, but
That's hilarious.
Here, I'm getting somewhere. I just threw it in the text over talk.
Getting somewhere?
I'm getting somewhere.
with the
Oh,
voodoo
that's
doll.
Very slowly but surely, I am getting somewhere.
We're definitely getting somewhere.
Given the fact I have no fucking
Okay.
idea what I'm doing.
Picture of the
Okay,
board.
it's time to break out the desktop search skills.
I need to figure out how to make the top do the thing, but that's a problem for not right now.
1940s singer? Damn. That is old.
1940 singer? Oh, cool.
Stab me in the finger.
Those are that's a fun one.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I totally get it though, because I like, when I see a super duper old sewing machine, I'm always like, ugh! Like, I would love to have a treadle sewing machine, not because I actually want to use a treadle sewing machine, but I think treadle sewing machines are just really nifty, and I really kind of want them to exist. Like
Like my friend with all of her looms.
yeah, like, I just kind of want them to, like, exist, and I kind of want to have access to one so that I can learn how to do it, just so that I can say that I know how to do it. You know? It's less because I actually want to have a treadle sewing machine, and more because, like, that just seems neat.
I get
Yes.
I am still scrolling.
it. Damn it, Ida, why is your dress so detailed?
February.
It's not even that detailed. I just like
Very,
to complain.
very, very detailed person. That's a point. It should be multiples of that same, of when that same post came out. September.
Month. September.
Because that was all in one day.
Post time.
Literally, that happened
Yeah.
all in one day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what post you guys are talking about.
The one that
This
she
is
started
very-
reading from.
No, I know, but like, you guys are clearly, or you seem to have some familiarity with it, and I have no
I see.
familiarity with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I got to read it at one point. Oh god, that was so fucking funny.
I found a reblog from the next day.
Nice.
Damn it.
Okay, link it because I wanna be the one to read this one because this is so fun. It's so fun. Oh my god, it's so fun. Okay, so you want me to just
Here's-
start at the beginning?
Do you want to know how I found it first?
Sure, tell me.
Every Tumblr has an archive, whether or not there's a link to it. You just go into Tumblr name, user URL, .tumblr.com/archive. And because
Okay.
the original post was September 7th, 2022, I went into, you can, there's a sort by month. You can look at only posts from a particular month.
That's nice. Super good.
I'm remarkably good, strangely good at finding things on Tumblr.
Okay, I'm just gonna start at the after
Yeah.
the. It's not fairies. It's Doris. I might be about to go get a sewing machine. Okay, so I'm going to see a prospective house because due to various circumstances, I'm probably going to be moving to the other side of a major metropolitan area in the next few months, but that's not important. I get to the house. I get a text from the realtor. The realtor is not the person who has been texting me an emoji. The person texting me an emoji is the homeowner, who the realtor says will let me in if I want. She's running late. Sure, why not? I put Herschel on a leash and go to the front door. As much crime as he commits at home, Herschel the Hanukkah Goblin has terrific public manners and is very cute. So I'm about 90% sure that the emoji fairy is going to let me take him through the house. Door opens. 90-something blue-haired old lady with a spine like a question mark and glasses that could be used as telescope lenses opens the door. Oh, Gallus, how lovely to see you! This woman clearly knows me because she remembers my anniversary was last week and that my sister is back from Australia. The problem is, I know about 500 geriatric ladies with blue hair, scoliosis, and extreme prescription glasses because I'm a member of 2 quilt guilds, the Scientific Illustration Guild, the Rocky Mountain SCA, a free hand for 3 different theater companies, so I know everyone's grandma, and fuck me, I can't tell them apart.
Becca, you're gonna have to elaborate.
Later.
Die first in a horror.
I feel like I've missed something.
So do I.
Continue.
You die first.
Yeah, continue. Sorry, I just wanted Becca to know to type more.
Yeah.
Probably
Wait.
talking to the person who's making the post on Tumblr.
Oh, okay. Yep,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
No, Gallus is not going to die because it's Gallus. If you've read any of this person's posts, they got themselves handled.
Yeah, they do. Wait, there's a quilt in the kitchen, visible front hall. I don't know faces, but apparently I can recognize applique techniques at 40 paces. Boris? SAQA? Yes! Who's this handsome little man? Herschel speaks enough English to know that handsome little man means this person will feed me milk bones and bacon if I'm cute enough. Immediately does a sit pretty and shake. Doris is bewitched. It's fine, but I also know I'm about to severely disappoint the realtor because there's no way in hell I'm moving into this house, because the reason Doris is moving out is that her neighbor is a cunt magnifique, has been harassing Doris and everyone else to form a HOA and improve the quality of our residence, because this woman has nothing better to do than be a racist-ass busybody, and recently she set her husband, a county sheriff, on Doris, trying to bully her into signing paperwork and threatening her with legal action and writing her up for bullshit property violations. Ain't putting up with that shit. Neither is Doris, so she's selling all her shit and moving to live with her grandchildren in Santa Monica. But she's a technologically impaired, so the only indication that there's an estate sale happening is a small paper sign in her front yard. Doris, I say, as Herschel makes himself comfortable on the couch for belly rubs and pieces of hams, did you tell the SAQA or the FRCC or anyone on Facebook that you're having a sale? Oh, I don't know how to do all that. She sighs. I tried to call the Denver Post, but they just put me on hold for ages. Watch Herschel for 20 minutes and he's only allowed to have one more piece of ham. Pics of everything. Address, time, and pics to Facebook. Both quilt guilds she's in, 2 more I have contacts to, next door, and the local SCA Discord for good measure. It's 12 minutes and Herschel has persuaded her to give him at least 3 pieces of ham. He's petitioning for a 4th by doing a little puppy dance on the living room rug. Okay, that's enough ham. People will be here in 10. Where's your cash box? Because apparently I'm running an estate sale today, too. It's fine. There's about 7 minutes of quiet. Then we descend. First on the scene is Dee Dee, who doesn't believe in speed limits. She's arrived with a horse trailer. I remember that she's also moving. Hi, Doris, sweetie. Why didn't you call? I had no idea this was today. I was going to take all this to the Goodwill. Here, let me set up on your lawn.
Oh god.
Kitty is 73 and has a special spiritual bond with Hello Kitty. She weighs like 98 pounds, dresses exclusively in neon pink Sanrio
Sanrio.
clothes, and the kind of eye makeup drag queens aspire to. She also speaks non-stop at volume normally associated with jet engines. Half the horse trailer is already spread out on the lawn. Doris is putting price stickers on stuff. Herschel is trying to tear open a bag of cotton batting. This and the arrival of approximately 56 minivans, 5 more trucks with horse trailers, and Corey's excitement screaming alert, Cunt Magnifique that something has Cunt Magnifique that something is happening outside. Madame saunters off her post up to Doris and demands to know what's happening. You're supposed to notify the neighborhood and get a permit to. Doris, surrounded by her pack of silver wolves, shouts up, "Oh, hello, everyone. This is Marcia. I've told you all about Marcia."
Oh god, her name's Marcia?
Mm-hmm.
Good grief.
Maybe.
Details about this in a bit. I think the Vikings are here. Somebody's getting fired. Okay, so you know those high school house parties you see in movies where the person invites only a few friends, but those friends call their friends, and those friends call their friends, and soon like 500 people show up on one house, and someone calls the cops, and then that one John Mulaney sketch with Scatter happens? Old people will 100% do this, except instead of a house party, it's an estate sale on Wednesday afternoon. When the cops show up, there are lawyers present, and he is in deep shit because his wife just spent the afternoon admitting to doing a bunch of wildly illegal shit on tape. So, when we left off, the party had really just started getting underway because Marcia Cunt Magnifique had decided to crash the estate sale and whine about, "We're supposed to coordinate garage sales as a neighborhood," and "Your friends are blocking traffic on this cul-de-sac while nobody is home." Wah, wah. Edie is about ready to throw hands, but she is nowhere near the most dangerous of the silver wolves. That's Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth turned 99 this year and went paragliding for her birthday. So you understand just how hard she goes. Dr. Ruth sort of hobbles over and point blank asks, "So I've understood you've been trying to start a homeowners association."
Oh god.
Marcia, entirely misunderstanding how much danger she's in, starts enumerating the trials and tribulations of trying to start one, because some people don't respect authority, and all of the paperwork and talking to people, and she's even had to ask her husband, a sheriff, to go around and hand people stuff to sign. Some people, right? Dr. Ruth nods. Some people, she agrees. You know, her son is a lawyer. Why doesn't she give him a call? Marcia, a moron. "Oh, that'd be great." Dr. Ruth hobbling back to Doris. "Don't worry, David will handle this." Meanwhile, the friends of friends and the friends of friends of friends are arriving, lured in by because they heard the word long arm sewing machine and handmade quilts. Various factions are present, include, but far from limited to, probably 6 quilt guilds, Denver Art League, the Denver Leather League, the Vikings, the Klingons, the Colorado Wild Game Share, a pack of scientific illustrators, a pack of assorted scientists they brought with them, the sheep lesbians, the horse lesbians, 3 extremely competent Finnish people, my scientific illustration professor and her sisters, who immediately take over the estate sale and turn it into an auction to maximize profits and keep the taxes in order. Somebody brings 2 additional corgis called Cap and Bucky. They are a Pembroke corgi. They are Pembroke corgi and weigh about 21 pounds apiece. Herschel is a cardigan Welsh corgi and weighs 42 pounds because he's huge even for a cardigan, but he's delighted by his new minions. They worship him as a god and follow him around, so every time he sticks his face into something, 2 smaller corgi faces immediately follow, like some kind of adorable Cerberus. Pelts and meat shares are being traded out of the backs of trucks and vans. Someone's making bratwurst. Intrigued by the brouhaha, Doris's neighbors emerge. They are also geriatric and very nervous because Marcia has been harassing them too. They are telling this to the members of these factions that are also lawyers. There are at least 5 of them so far, and David isn't here yet.
Good God.
I realize my realtor isn't even here. I decide to text her. She's somewhere in the crowd having a nervous breakdown because she's so late. Damn. It's 103 out. I was handed a freshly grilled bratwurst. Some bitch is incriminating herself on the lawn. Nothing scheduled is happening. Come sit in the yard, watch the corgis play on the play school plastic slide set. They're disassembling it like tiny furry engineers. Have a bratwurst.
Have a bratwurst.
Having apparently physically carried my realtor through the crowd and gently deposited her on the lawn before handing her a bratwurst. Diane, the realtor, is not much older than I am and is from the preppy swaths of society and has never had a dog growing up and didn't know people could just make blankets. And what is this? It's like a hot dog but spicy? He's having a learning experience. One of the horse lesbians comes over and compliments Diane on her Dior handbag. Diane thanks her and compliments her apparent expensive brand of scarf she has on. Do you know all these people? Horse lesbian explains that she is from the SCA, and what that is, and that, why, yes, her girlfriend Tasha is an armorer. Yes, like for knights. Her livestock lesbians assemble. They are pulling off their shirts to show off livestock battle scars and biceps. Diane is learning a lot today. I am just getting everyone's contact info and making sure that Herschel does not consume his weight in bratwurst. Oh, Marcia's husband here. I step out front. Use the siren largely to part the crowd and pull into his driveway, but it has closed in around him and there is no escape. He starts huffing and puffing about blocked traffic and permits and the like. This is not his usual can bully without consequences crowd. These are grandmas. Veterans of the 60s protest front who never let up. He's starting to turn bright red and looks like he's about to cry when I've got my phone out to record whatever incident is about to occur. And a Mercedes pulls up. It's David, Dr. Ruth's son, the lawyer. I emphasize that because David is not some mere ambulance chaser. David is the guy that the state sends in to prosecute corporate fraud and organized crime and other state departments. David was part of the team that took down the co-branch of the KKK. David is all of 5'4", very round, and a balding little man that looks like the dictionary definition of nebbish, that moves with such intense confidence, authority, that he pretty much has the Pillar of Men theme blasting behind him at all times. When he and 3 other lawyers from the state's office step out of the car, Mr. Sheriff goes from red to white like a color-changing octopus, and I am like 50% sure he shit himself. Because what he and Marcia are doing is very, 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 very fucking illegal. Marcia, he gurgled, shut the fuck up! Marcia is standing in the middle of the cul-de-sac, having spent the last 3 hours recounting to anyone who will listen about the measures she's had to take. And now, the 5 lawyers that were delightedly handing over the paperwork she had forced on Doris and her neighbors, and pointing at all the doorbell cameras and witnesses out to the state prosecutors. Friends, I ugly laughed. Hours later, auction wrapped up with a solid $40,000 to Doris's name, plus pending sales on some of her large furniture and antiques, plus whatever David gets in damages from the county sheriff's office. Marcia and her husband are fucking busted. Herschel spent all afternoon running around and eating snacks and is passed out on the floor. Diane is meeting up with one of the horse lesbians next week. The sewing machine went to someone else, but I did open my purse and found out Doris or someone shoved a bunch of cash in there. I'm getting ice cream, and I'm going to bed. To make this monster post even longer, but I slept, and I can answer a few questions. A. Dog tags. Little ham man himself.
Sure.
What was illegal about what Officer and Mrs. Cunt Magnifique did? If they're hosed, are you moving in? Does Doris still have to move out? I don't know all the details, but Officer Magnifique was going door to door in uniform and armed, telling his neighbors they had to sign paperwork or there would be legal consequences, which is pretty much textbook coercion and abuse of office. Also, if I understood the summary, someone told me while I was dying of heat exhaustion that the actual legal setup they were trying to push has some shady land ownership tax evasion nonsense too. But also, all of this happened yesterday. Charges aren't filed, though they're definitely coming. Let alone the trial, held, conviction, payout, or other consequences. So they could still be living there and involved in active litigation for like a year. And that's an unfortunate truth that living near a cop that's having a meltdown is a great way to get a shot. So no, I'm not moving in there. Also, Doris originally brought up the idea of moving because of them, but she's also very close to her granddaughter, and they both want to move out of there. You live like this, how do you get a life like this? The process is fairly simple, but it takes a lot of work. It goes like this. Go outside, do things, in person. Specifically, go join a bunch of organizations that are relevant to your interests and keep showing up participating in those events. People will notice and remember you. They will notice and remember you faster if you're like 40 years younger than them and have purple hair, but I digress. They will come over and say hi, you say hi back, and talk about your mutual interests, and also listen to what they have to say about your mutual interests. And save their contact information, then give your contact information. Everyone you meet. It's actually great to print out business cards with your contact info and hand them out. When saving contact info, I make a note in my contacts about name, / where I met them, / who introduced us, / any random fact they divulge, because I have a memory of a sieve. Introduce all your new friends to each other, and invite them to any event you might think even vaguely will be held within their interests. Even if they can't come, it's nice to be thought of. They will also invite you to things, and the rule is, unless you are ill, genuinely broke, already had plans, say yes. Even the broke bit is flexible if you're making friends with boomers, and you can say, I'd love to, but it's not within my budget, and there's a good chance one of them will pay for your ticket anyway. Go to these things and enjoy yourself. Eventually, you will know approximately 1 fucktillion of people in a bazillion fields, and in an emergency, you can make 2 phone calls and a Facebook post and summon the hordes. You'll also constantly be invited on adventures. Congrats! You've made your life mad and complicated and dramatic, but very fun. P, are you alright? Lamau! Things will probably calm down by Tuesday afternoon, but until then I'm going to be running on all cylinders until the wheels fall off. If you want to contribute to my Stress Ice Cream Herschel's special little ham boy fund, you can donate to my Ko-fi. And if you want more stories, check out the hashtag family lore tag on this blog, or head over to my Patreon for an additional stories to pre-order the book I'm writing about my ancestors' lives, because shit runs like rivers on both sides of my family. 5. Are you wearing...
Y'all really should go.
Be sure. Where did you get them? They were a bespoke wedding gift. The shitpost calligrapher, but you can always make your own pair of shorts with some fabric paint. My beloved Husbeast has a matching neon pink pair that says Bard.
So
by the way, if y'all aren't following Gallus Rostro Megalis on Tumblr, y'all should be, because all of her stories are like this.
Oh yeah.
Well, I
like-
was gonna say, as someone in the SCA, this shit 100% genuinely does happen with us.
That's so fantastic. I love it.
I want
yeah.
to, but I'm so terrified because where I am, the boomers are about 10 times more likely to be MAGA assholes than people I want to spend any time with.
Oh, that
The-
sucks.
The SCA, it doesn't matter what chapter you're in, if you're a MAGA asshole, you're not gonna last long.
Maybe I will
Ooh.
find that. Ren Fair, I was in Ren Fair for a long time. And the people who run it are fucking MAGA assholes.
That's disgusting.
That is
That
actually
sucks.
not uncommon, which I'm really baffled by.
Because they're small business owners.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck my duck.
Yeah, that
They're
makes sense.
small business owners with the whole self-sufficiency illusion. Half of, like, the guy I know was ex-military. And he used his
Veteran
He's-
status.
veteran says he used money he saved from being in the military to buy the land to where the Ren Fair lives.
The SCA, everyone's like accepting and gay, and when we do get some people like that in there, they don't usually last long because they get driven out.
What's really funny is a lot of the
I don't trust Louisiana for shit.
That's understandable.
That's fair. That's fair. Our local stuff that does the Ren Fair stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Despite like everybody kind of keeps their politics to themselves, because it's probably pretty dangerous. Bring hateful politics into the group that has the pansexual black man wielding a sword that's live steel.
How did he get
Um,
away with wielding a sword that's live steel?
He's demonstrating
Mm-hmm.
live steel demonstrations.
I knew someone who
That's
did
their
that.
shtick.
We have
It's Emery,
not,
by the way.
I know it's Emery. Like, I knew who you were talking about. Like,
here's the thing. At the Louisiana Ren Fair, I was on cast for 5 years, and I went every year before that for another 5 years. There were no black cast members.
Yeah.
There were a couple that tried out and came to rehearsals. No one wound up on cast.
gee, I wonder why.
Well, technically he wasn't on cast, though. The guy who actually runs the local one is black. So, I mean, we definitely have slightly different makeup than what you're talking about.
Yeah.
'Cause Amos is black, and there's a good portion of our Vikings and stuff like that that are, the alphabet kids, and they're all really good people. You know, they do have a couple of folk who are small business owners, and they are. I'm going to try and put this as nicely as possible.
I like the way you said that.
They are tolerant of the people they know. They are not specifically tolerant people. They are tolerant of the people they know because they know them. But I do tend to find there are a few folk in our local group that they definitely have a few ideas where I'm like, the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Because hell, one of them we used to be good friends with, but he's also kind of an asshole. But he doesn't have a problem with gay people, with trans people. He has a problem with gypsies.
Oh my god. Talk about one of the most useless things to have a problem. I mean, all of it
Literally
is,
no
but
problem
like,
with
seriously, really, like.
So I'm like, bro, you live in Iowa. How many Romanians you running into, bro? let go of that shit. He's also a consummate dumbass. He is like he's done some of the dumbest fucking shit. Like at one point in time, he tried to argue with my husband. Now,
First of all, he tried to argue with your husband, but second of all...
First off, he tried to argue with my husband. Second of all, he tried to argue with my husband about what counts as lawful good or lawful evil in D&D.
Did he, like, just have a desire to be humiliated that day? Like...
Say, what the fuck?
You do not argue with Chris about that particular subject, first of all.
First of all, I would not suggest arguing with my husband.
About anything, really.
In general.
Speaking, unless you have actual proof that your position is the correct position, and if you have that proof, he will gladly accept it, look at the source, and assimilate that information into him. But if you don't have the source, then you may as well just shut your fucking yap. Because, oh my god, do not argue with my fucking husband.
Right.
He's not somebody you want to argue with. Bless him, I love this man dearly, but he is a nightmare to argue against. Even when you might perhaps have the correct side of something, you still don't want to argue with him because he is hard to argue against. He makes the joke that he was hatched from a lawyer's egg incubated in Congress, and I'm like, accurate. Fucking accurate. But this guy's trying to, first off, argue from a position that is objectively incorrect. His position is that inside of this society, eating people is the norm, and therefore it's not evil.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what?
Eating people, they're lizard men. Eating humanoids, intelligent humanoids, is the norm, and therefore it's not evil.
Just because it's normal doesn't make it not. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Slavery was normal.
Yeah, slavery was totally normal. It's still evil. Like the evil, neutral, good, chaos law. That is an objective, not a subjective scale. So having to try and listen to this guy attempt to tell my husband that something that is an objective scale is in fact subjective was highly annoying. And to make matters worse, like, it's a subjective scale. It's an objective scale, dude. It's not subjective. It's made as an objective scale. Cannot simply say it's subjective and have that be an accurate answer. This is also the guy who his character in Emery's game ended up being upgraded to NPC. Because
upgraded quotation marks.
Upgraded is definitely correct, my dear. He was upgraded to an NPC because as a paladin, killed a 14-year-old girl because she wouldn't answer his questions when he gave her no reason to answer his questions. He was a paladin priest, and so he rezzed her and then asked her after he had killed her if she's going to answer his questions now.
That is objectively evil.
Yeah! Yeah! Did you notice that? Did you?
Like,
we were sitting there going, dude, you can't do this. It's not okay. He's like, well, she's not answering my question. She doesn't have any good reason to answer your fucking question, bro. Why
That's
would she
crazy.
answer your
Should she?
question? You attacked her. You're a creepy dude.
Holy bucket! Like,
Following
my
a
dude,
young
you are the
girl
definition of
around.
stranger danger.
Honest to God.
I'm talking about Spencer to my friends, so that's why my voice is raising in pitch and all that jazz. 5. You guys got a 3-day weekend. What's up?
Fine,
Nap?
I'm just tired right now.
Okay, we'll go take a nap, bro. Take those two those dishes up with you. Drop them off at the thing. Yeah, it's just gravy, baby.
It's just gravy, baby.
It's just gravy, baby. But yeah, no, this guy, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was decidedly just he was fun to hang out with, but he was a nightmare to play game with.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like
and so
it.
it ended up being that like he wanted to play game, and he was such a pain in the ass to play game with. We ended up just not hanging out with him anymore because it's like,
You make
but
it not
you're
fun for
to
anyone
do
else.
This thing, you're not fun to do this thing with. So, yeah, no, I don't think so anymore, brah.
Sounds like my ex.
Well, and then he's also the one who was dating the chick who randomly showed up at my house, and I opened the door, and she was there, and I wasn't expecting her there because I hadn't invited her over. I haven't spoken with her in, months, and the last time I spoke with her was, like, at the store type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ran into her at the store, and she's like... And then when I'm like, yeah, no, I gotta go right now. Like, I'm literally walking out the door to leave. And she's like, okay, well, same time tomorrow? I'm like, no. I'm not...
What the
No,
fuck?
I can't do that. I'm literally getting... I'm on the phone right now as I'm standing here walking to the car, and I have, like, several things I have to do tomorrow. No, I can't do this same time tomorrow. I wasn't planning on doing this. I don't know what this is.
More like,
Why are
bitch,
you-
I don't even know you.
Why are
What the
you
fuck?
here? I know. Well, she's one of those sorts of people that there's like a 50% chance that she was there to ask for money from me, and another 50% chance that she like had some MLM that she was trying to get me into.
So,
The hun
roundabout way of asking for money from you.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
a fucking
Either she was
hun
asking for
bot.
money directly, or she was asking for money the stupid way.
Sounds like she needs like a handler.
What she needs is to stop dating people who she shouldn't be dating, and maybe work on herself and her situation and stuff like that, instead of trying to get other people to float her through life.
Mm-hmm.
Is she one of those people where she thinks that the worth of her life is if it was only... There's only a point if she's in a relationship?
I have no idea. I don't know her that well.
No, that's fair.
I have largely kept away from her. She's one of those people who, I mean, she was in the military. I don't remember which branch. But she went through basic and got damaged
Her brain?
somewhere between
Sorry.
basic and actually serving. Don't know if it was that she got hurt in basic, or if some congenital problem showed up while she was going through basic. but I know that she never actually got to the point where she was actually active duty. And so now she's like on Social Security, which is very much so whatever with me, but she seems to like, she constantly she's always in a relationship, and it's always with somebody who's less than 100% desirable. Like, I understand that, like, every person has their undesirable traits. Everybody's got their red flags. I mean, my husband's depressed. He's somebody who probably would throw up a lot of red flags if he was actually in the dating scene, but he's wonderful to me, and it's not... As much as he may have red flags, they do not cause me problems. But she has a bad tendency of dating people who are nothing but a collection of red flags. Like that first guy, he was actually the better person out of the pair of them in their relationship, which is saying something about her, because, like, if he falls asleep and starts talking in his sleep, he is the worst human being in the world when he's sleep talking.
Oh.
And
Well, that's disturbing.
Oh yeah, like, he's an awful human being. He's just an asshole when he's asleep.
Hell, I'm an asshole awake.
I was gonna
Well,
say,
we
I feel
like you,
that's-
though. You're like the kind of asshole that we like.
There's a very distinct difference between somebody who just randomly says hurtful things for no reason at all and then claims to have not said them later, and somebody who jokingly says something mean and nasty because it would be funny and means it as a joke.
And or someone who is an asshole to people who are an asshole first.
So the bad asshole, not the good asshole.
He's the bad asshole. You're the good asshole.
The bad asshole. At least while he's asleep. The rest of the time, he's a pretty reasonable, pretty okay guy. As long as he's not suddenly decided that he needs to, argue with my husband about something stupid. But, yeah, it's like, he was actually the better human out of the pair of them, which is really, really, really a really low bar to get over, and she managed to not. And now, I would actually still hang out with him if he called us up and said, hey, do you want to hang out? But if she called us up and said, hey, do you want to hang out? I would definitely make excuses.
The answer is no.
Yeah, like, if I was nice about it, I would make excuses. If I was not feeling particularly nice about it, I'd be like, oh, no. Oh, no, thank you.
Nope, not interested.
A lot of no going on here.
Interested
honey.
today? Ever, thanks.
No.
Oh,
No.
You can lose my number. Yeah, she was dating him, and then she moved on from him to a guy who got her daughter taken away from her for a while.
Oh shit!
Dating him, dated some other guy who her daughter ended up institutionalized for a while, and claimed that it was because this guy was being emotionally abusive to her. Though her daughter had lots of problems to begin with. And then, after that, she moved on to, most recently, a guy who the only thing I actually know about him is that he is autistic to the level where he requires workers.
I'm sorry,
Like
but
handlers, you mean?
Yeah, like
that gives me consent issue vibes.
Right?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
didn't realize this is the one that you were talking about. I remember you telling me about this lady.
Yeah. I know this is all the same lady. Yeah,
Holy
so
shit.
so she is not someone I have any desire to hang out around, be near. And she's one of those people, like, I have had a lot of problems learning that it's not okay, and this is gonna sound really weird. I had a lot of trouble learning that it's not okay to hit. Because when I was little, I was the one who got hit all the time. So my mom's reaction was thinking that it was because I wouldn't retaliate against my sister, and that if I started to retaliate, my sister would stop. You know, that if my sister learned that she'd get hit back if she hits, the problem was I was too timid, and so my sister would haul off and whack me, and I'd be like, "Mommy," and she'd be like, "Hit her back," and I'd be like, I'd smack her, but I'd just, hit her just like a little baby kid, and then my sister would be like, "Oh, it's on now," and she fucking whipped me. Well, so my mom was like, "Okay, well that backfired." So I never was taught to not hit. I was taught literally to hit.
Hit harder.
That if I wanted to be taken seriously, I should like, being violent would get me taken seriously. So it like never dawned on me that was like not okay.
It's not?
It's not. But
it works for me all the time.
Working and whether or not it works and whether or not it's okay are very different things. There are situations in which being violent is definitely called for. But I was violent in situations where it was not called for.
Oh, that makes more sense.
And so I have become, in my more mature age, after my husband was like, "Why do you think it's okay for you to hit me when I say something you don't like?" I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Why do you think it's okay for you to hit me? It wouldn't be okay with me hitting you. Why is it okay for you to hit me?" I'm like, "Oh, shit." Because then I started going back through all my life, especially with men, if I was trying to be taken seriously, or if they said something I found objectionable, especially with men, I would like shove, push, smack my male friends in ways that I wouldn't do that to my female friends. And it took a long time for me to learn out of that. Well, I didn't meet her until after I had pretty much long since learned out of it and had my own kids. At that point, I was very in tune to the fact that girls get a free pass on hitting guys way more often than they should.
Yeah.
Way more often. I mean, my thing that I always said with the boys was, don't hit anybody unless you're ready to get hit back. You know,
that's a good rule.
Don't throw any punches unless you're ready for them to punch back. Was that?
That was a radio.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah, so yeah, so she would do this thing where she would threaten my kids.
Oh, hell no.
Because they had done something in retaliation to her daughter being violent. My boys had both been taught that, well, I mean, if somebody hits you and you hit them back, I'm not going to be mad at you.
Right.
So they hit you first. Don't you ever start a fight, but I have no problem.
You damn well better finish it.
But, So that was always my thing was, you know, don't hit anybody unless you're prepared to be hit back. So, like, when my son thought he would be funny, and one of his buddies talked him into pulling this thing where he held his closed hand out to this guy, and he goes, "Hey, I've got something for you." And the guy goes, "What?" And then he either slapped him or, like, slugged him. I don't remember which. And the kid fucking tackled him, you know, slugged him back straight in the fucking eye. And when I came to pick him up from school, I'm like, "Do you deserve it?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "So you got what was coming for you, didn't you? Because you started it. Shouldn't be doing that stupid shit." And he's like, "Yeah, I know. It was dumb." I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, so she pretty much, day one of her daughter being around my kids, I was like, no.
This is gonna be a problem.
This is not okay. And my husband talked me into chilling out about it because I was furious. I was like, I don't want to talk to her anymore. I don't want her coming over to our house. I don't want to be around her. And he's like, "Come on, it's Spencer's girlfriend. They've been together for a long time. We want to hang out with Spencer. If we want to hang out with him, we're going to have to hang out with her. Can you please just give her a second chance? I'll try to talk to her." I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever." But, you know, she needs to not do. Another thing that for some reason a bunch of women do is they seem to believe that I will hit my husband for them. And there are a few things that will make me quite as annoyed with someone as telling me to smack my husband for them. I'm like, "Bitch, I like him better than I like you." Right? I married his ass. I didn't marry your ass. I have problems with that particular sentiment. Like, I have fucking problems. Noted specific problems. And unfortunately, like, it's not just girls who do that. I've had a couple guys be like, "Smack him for me." And I'm like, hell no. I like him better than I like you. But I have very noted issue with that. And this woman tripped that issue for pretty much right away at the beginning of my knowing her. And apparently somebody took her aside and was like, "Okay, you can't do that around Jenny because she will flip out. She has a noted problem with that. You need to not to." So she stopped, which was why we were able to be air quotes friends for a while until she broke up with Spencer and went off the fucking deep end.
Until she went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Cocoa Puffs.
Damn it, I skipped a chain.
That.
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing.
Don't.
I didn't ask you to.
Do not apologize. Also, the amount of layers that I'm having to use for this fucking fire.
I noticed that you were having to use quite a few.
Gosh darn.
This tail is on fire.
The tail very much is on fire.
Yeah. Definitely looks a little different than her little sphinx tail, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude.
Just a little.
Just a wee bit.
This car don't get off my ass.
Right, I have got to get me some water. You've been at it for quite a while. I'm surprised you haven't gotten called away yet.
I did once.
Don't jinx it.
Back.
Yeah, like, it's not something you say out loud.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jinx it.
That's something you say after the stream is over.
Right off last night.
Finally home.
Bro, what did I do?
Well, I don't know. What did you do?
Just out of curiosity, am I audible?
You are. We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm trying to crochet now because I got annoyed with the sewing process.
Aw.
And
I'm not
I think
for sure.
I skipped a chain, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that shouldn't be here.
I need to crochet, but I did something that messed up my pinky finger, and so, like, half of the things I want to do are uncomfortable.
Aw.
Ew.
Trying to
I'm
rest
not.
the useless finger.
I'm not allowed to do anything involving needles. It's not that it stops me, but I'm just not allowed to.
You're like, and?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, am I good? Oh, did I find the spot? No.
Cats, you must require sustenance.
Wait, is that the one that I was supposed to pull through?
Excuse me.
Bless you. I hiccup. I don't know what that was. Whatever the proper response to that was, you have it.
That was a hiccup.
I don't know what the proper response was supposed to be, but you have it.
I don't either. I'm not sure there is one. It feels like there should be. But
Yeah, you'd think so, huh?
Is this the chain I'm in, or is this the one I need to go through? I haven't crocheted in so damn long, and I'm so freaking rusty.
I may sound goofy to say, but I would fail horribly at crocheting.
I have literally not crocheted since I was like 10.
Come on, cat.
But I found a really good tutorial on YouTube, and so I'm getting back into it, okay.
I was bored today. The house is clean.
Oh, why?
Oh, if you saw my house most of the time, you'd be amazed too.
Literally, my house. If you ever see my house clean, I had a manic episode. Not that I'm proud of that. I wish I was a cleaner person. I'm just very disorganized.
I mean, I wish I was too, but that's hard for me to do whenever I got my brother around here making a mess every other day.
You're like, listen, sir. He's like, no.
See, at least you can blame someone else.
Well, I'm
I don't have an excuse. It's just me.
You can blame the cats.
The cats did it. The cats didn't do the dishes. Damn it, cats! What are you doing?
I mean, hell, I was hardly ever here to make a mess. So, I know it wasn't me. Maybe gun cleaning club.
It might be
Pulled
helpful.
a gun on my coworker.
You what?
I accidentally pulled my gun on my coworker.
You accidentally pulled your gun. On
Maybe they shouldn't have startled you.
See? In my defense, I didn't know it was her, and they came through the side door like a damn hurricane, almost an hour after she was supposed to be there. So.
Ah, that's her fault. Damn it, I did it again.
I just find it.
I blame the lack of light.
I just find it funny that she's just like, yeah, you're pissed at me, aren't you?
You're like, maybe just a little. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Please don't do that again. Bitch. I'm just kidding.
I didn't notice Becca did that. That was my bad.
In my defense, you'd be pissed too if you go from a 5-hour shift to a 14-hour one.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
I've had that happen.
Pretty fucking shit.
What do you want?
Sanity and common sense.
Me too.
I can help with one of those.
Which one?
Common sense. Generally, I give pretty good advice.
Yeah, probably better than my advice.
Once upon a time, I gave decent advice and had common sense. I was a little bit crazy.
One day, I used to do that, but now, don't worry about it.
In defense, you'd be amazed how many things set on fire.
You are right.
How many things set on fire as in are flammable, or how many things you specifically have set on fire?
Both.
Okay, that's fine. I am very frustrated with this chain right now.
Set it on
Too.
fire.
Set it on fire. I mean, she could.
Okay. I wandered away from my computer too long. Not too far, but still long enough that the computer fell asleep. Basically.
Why is that not
Of course,
surprising?
the headphones disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yup.
Be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! She got her little flamey tail.
Woo! I love it.
Look at it!
Nice.
She's like, hi, Grandma.
I know, right?
Oh shit, I'm in trouble, aren't I, face?
Absolutely.
I'm still half expecting Tara to pull a damn sword or a bow and arrow or something.
Right. Definitely looks like she could. Beat some ass.
That grandchild of mine, the fuck are you doing?
And why is it that I'm only just now finding out that you are here?
Serious trouble.
This is not how this is supposed to go.
Did I fix it? I fixed it.
Yay!
If anyone's interested, by the way, here is a YouTube recording of the choral song that I was talking about earlier, the disclaimer song.
Yeah.
I put that up in links.
Sweet.
Okay.
It took me way too long to do that fire, but it looks fucking good.
Oh no, it looks amazing.
Duh.
Darling.
Fire. Yeah. I should have waited to post those pictures today for, like, to be done with this, actually. I was like, let me post the thingies. As a whole, how many layers did I have to use for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whole 5 layers, not counting the lines that I did to line it out and use as a base for that.
Looks fantastic, though.
Fuck yeah.
Great.
Ooh. We love it.
Sometimes I wonder what is wrong with me. Because I can't hear fuck yeah without some tiny little part of my brain going, CK!
Fuck yeah, CK.
Yeah, CK. Oh.
Alrighty, well, I guess it is about that time that I should cut it. I should see. Like she said, it's a surprise that I haven't actually been called away yet.
And you jinxed it.
Yeah. It's likely that we needed it anyway. I still think that is like the great. Oh, look at the little troublemaker. Anyway, Not the cat. Your kitty. Your kitty cat.
Oh,
Kitty?
Yeah.
shit.
This song not valid, so good one. I can't wait to listen to that. Like, that was some good shit.
It is.
What did I miss?
Oh, just
I posted a link to the disclaimer song
yeah.
being performed by a high school choir.
It's fantastic.
I'm like, I can't wait to listen to that. In the meantime, though, Luce's tail is done. Ow.
See that? It looks great. Yeah, unfortunately, Biggin's hard drive got an error in it, and it had to be reformatted. He had a half terabyte or a terabyte or something like that only had a gigabyte left of space on it, and had to be completely reformatted. So it sucked.
That is very sucky.
I was gonna say, that sounds awful.
The good news is the way that the PlayStations work is that your game files are never on externals.
Cool.
So your game files, any game files that are not on the cloud are on your actual machine.
Okay, that makes sense.
Being
You know-
that externals go bad way more frequently than internals, and if the internal goes bad, your fucking thing's bricked anyway. So
Great.
it is definitely nice that they kind of accounted for that.
Well, I fixed the loop, and then I had to go all the way back because I realized I missed one, 10 changes.
Damn.
Pick up crocheting again. It'll be fun. Like this.
It'll be fun, they said.
It'll be fun. Alright, well, before we go then, one more look at these two just atrociously in love people. Do I need to fix Liz's eyes, you think? Does it look like she's actually looking at Tara? Or like off to the
It
side?
kinda
a little?
It looks slightly off to the side.
She almost kind of looks like she's breaking the fourth wall.
I was gonna say, she kind of looks like she's looking at us.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think it
it's
looks
not a
like
bad
that.
look. It's like,
Yeah, it's
look
yeah. It's very much a look at my thing face.
Hold on.
It's a bitch you wish face.
Yeah.
Let's try something just real quick. Oh god. Ah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Why did that happen? That wasn't supposed to happen. Now I gotta fucking fix a line. Hold on.
Oh dear.
Take the eyelashes off real quick. Bitch, it's that one.
Just take the eyelashes off.
Yeah. Eyelashes on. Eyelashes off. Eyelashes on. Eyelashes. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Lash on, lash off.
There you
Lash
go.
on, lash off.
That's more perfect. Okay,
Lash off.
let's try this. Try thing. Is that? Wait,
Directly at the camera.
hold on.
Okay.
Just give me a
And
second.
it's amazing.
I'm gonna color. This is why I'm coloring it in just real quick. To be like, does it look better when it's colored in?
Yeah, because we ran into this issue when you were drawing Ada and Rain too.
Yeah.
And it was just the black and white was making it look funky.
Of course, I'm not coloring them all the way in. Hold on. Maybe it would be better if I just do. Give me just a second. Fucking shit. I wasn't gonna keep doing this, but you know what? We're here. Come here. Where's my character sheet thing?
We're here, they're queer, it's fine.
Exactly.
Wow, I've discovered an entirely new chain
Oh boy.
crochet thing, and it's not what I was supposed to be doing, but it's something I just discovered.
There you go.
Why am I going backwards? What did I do?
Oh no. I have a feeling feeling that is not how that was supposed to go.
Oh my god. I just want to make a scarf, please.
What kind of scarf are you making?
Hootie.
Oh, you're making a hoodie?
I'm making a hootie scarf.
A hootie scarf.
At least that's the do-all end-all goal. Where'd my nicotine go?
I need some backup. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Meow meow, fuzzy baby.
Lol. Okay, I don't know
Lauren's
why,
so
but that was
soft.
fucking hilarious.
What? Meow meow, fuzzy
Meow
baby?
meow, fuzzy baby.
It was pretty fun.
He's so soft, and every time he comes up to me and lets me pet him, I get so happy. Because he's just so fluffy.
And such baby.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be real.
He
She's
might
gonna be
be.
kind of tanned. She's gonna be a little bit.
I don't
More
actually know which
tanner
one's
than-
younger. Because they're about the same age. And they're both rescue brats, so I have no idea who's older.
Rescue brats.
Rescue brats.
Okay, well, I give up. I've got... Crafts are not working with me right now. I'm going to go right. I'm good at that.
There you go. Same.
She's still looking directly at the camera, but again, it's a good look.
I gotta be honest, like, I wasn't actually thinking along the lines of her looking directly at the camera. Farrell had said it looked like she was glancing just slightly off to the side, as if something was coming up behind Tara. Or, not something, sorry. I mean, it could be something, but as if someone was coming up just behind Tara, and so she was glancing at, like, whoever was coming up to disturb them while they were being horribly in love. And I was just like, okay, well, is that something that stays there as the picture goes that I need to therefore fix? And anyway, so does it still look like that's a thing?
I mean, it looks to me like she's looking... It's looked to me the whole time like she's looking directly at Tara.
I do not see her looking at Tara at all.
Okay, she is doing the anatomically accurate... your pupil actually doesn't remain in the center of your eye from all angles. So when you're looking at something...
Oh, is that what you're seeing when?
Yeah, I think that's what she's seeing. Yeah.
Oh.
The pupil is...
Okay, now I
maybe a
see it.
little-
Now I see it. But at a
Okay.
glance, if I'm not looking for that, it looks like she's looking directly at the camera.
I see. Okay.
May be just a touch to the right side, but it's not so much that it makes me think that she's looking off to the towards the
now it
camera.
doesn't look like she's looking at the camera to me anymore. It just still
Okay.
looks slightly like she's looking off to the side, but not at us.
I do have to admit, I get where you're coming from
My
now. I'm
brain
just sitting here like, what?
Still, my brain still wants to say that she's looking at the camera.
Yeah.
But I'm sure once you get the detail in, it will go away.
Probably.
Like shadows and light.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the eye shine is going to make it a little bit more obvious.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But,
Come here,
I
you
don't
old
think
hag.
the
Oh, God.
there.
Whoops.
Oh no. But I will say again that her looking directly at the camera is
Not necessarily
a
bad, though,
wonderfully
yeah.
smug look. It is an incredibly wonderfully smug look.
Like
Kind
you
of
said,
like,
that is definitely
yeah,
not
that's
bad.
mine. It has this mine.
This is mine.
Mhm.
Thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I am a lucky bitch and you are not.
Absolutely. It's very much how she feels. It's 100% accurate.
Alright, yeah, I'll look up
Wanna hide that?
tutorials. No, nothing. I'm mumbling to myself. Because I don't know.
Mystery.
Grumble, grumble. I'm gonna work on my zine.
I need to do that. Among other things.
I also need to finish my tax.
I need to finish some fucking stories somewhere, damn. That blooper was not supposed to take me this fucking long.
I need to update the note, because I don't think I updated the note.
Oh yeah, I was gonna post that one thing in the note and I completely forgot this morning.
Lol.
I also need to rearrange my note, because I added stuff off my phone, but it won't let me do the stuff off my phone.
Oh, that's stupid. There's certain things that the note just does, and I'm like, why? Why are you doing this?
My Stardew one is already actually up there. It's
Really?
just, I don't have the most recent stuff that I wrote.
Oh god, bright fuchsia.
Stardew?
Oh yeah, no, the in my section I have under randomness I have the 2 Stardews that I've got writing and the one for Diablo.
In the note win, I don't know if you ever delve into the note much.
The note?
Yep.
One note?
The one note. If you look in, I think it's announcements.
Oh. Like, okay.
Is it announced? Yeah, if you look in the announcements and you go ahead and just, technically I think I pinned it, but yeah, I need to actually add to the how-to section actually for people who don't have the application and have to do it on the website, because not everyone has the application, because not everybody spends money for the Microsoft Office suite.
Hold up.
You have to have the Microsoft Office suite to have it.
To have the application, you can actually use the online version of that without having the suite.
Well, I have the application.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're good. But I mean,
know.
for,
Theoretically, I could log in with my. I could probably log in with my work.
I think the OneNote ate my smut.
I wouldn't.
what? Hold on.
don't-
Before you do anything else, let somebody get in here and look. Let me take a look here real quick.
Because I found...
It
Oh, I
wasn't
found it.
misconceived actions, was it?
No, it's what should have been said. I just found
There
it,
it
but I
is.
could have sworn I gave it its own thingy, but apparently not. So
Yeah.
that's cool. We'll just
Okay.
add a page. That's its own series now.
Ow!
Remote page.
For some reason, I just keep forgetting areas of Terra's skin. Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, there it is. What the fuck?
Good grief,
Oh,
she's
never
such a fucking rail compared to Liz.
Right?
We'll just delete this.
Not inaccurate, but still.
So, this little chunk that I wrote this time, you know, I say this little chunk, and then I'm going to out myself on it not being a little chunk. I had written some before, and in my brain I thought that the chunk that I'd written before was significantly larger than what I had just written. Turns out that what I've written before was pretty much exactly half of the total of what's written now. I doubled the size, and I was like, oh yeah, I just wrote a little chunk. No, you doubled it, Jen.
Lol. I am not surprised that I didn't think this through enough to know what the fuck color their clothes were.
What's my husband want? I am livid dealing with an idiot. Oh, great.
Oh no.
But he's pissing my husband off, and I don't know what I'm making for supper.
Never mind. I was gonna try to suggest something, and I am of no help.
Yeah, unfortunately, same.
Did I literally just make that color? No, but I made a color close enough to it that like is kind of goofy that I did that. Ugh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. My pen. Ah! My pen! What just happened? Did my pen just die? I think my pen just died.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
I can use my mouse. Thankfully, I don't actually have to draw anything, but.
That explains why you keep zooming in and out.
Yeah. Because I'm moving around trying to see what I'm doing.
Where the fuck is this line?
There's a button you push and you don't know how.
Okay, there's that one.
Yeah.
I really need to not simp over Terra fucking Snapdragon. You really do. You went, huh? Character that these people hate, I'm gonna make her hot.
And bumps like yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Then they're like, "Mommy?"
Sorry, mommy. Sorry. Hey, how do I use an M dash?
Alright, up a wander off, y'all.
Okay.
All right, hon.
I'm wandering off. Bye.
Yes.
Had fun.
Bye. It depends. Sometimes I use Word Online, sometimes I use Docs. Let's see if it'll work in the note. Probably. Nope.
Okay, so I don't quite understand what you're talking about.
It's fine. I'll just copy paste the one that you put here.
That works.
Where'd it go? Control V. Wait, no, not the highlight. I don't want the highlight.
Hmm.
Please unhighlight. highlight. Why are you like this?
I was literally just about to say that.
I want to remove the highlight. Oh my god. No color. Thank you. Anyways,
Oh
took most
man,
of
my
it. I
husband's gonna
think
be
I
in
took.
such a shitty mood when he finally gets home. I need to figure out supper before he gets home. Even if it's just figure out what I'm gonna do for supper.
Here, I can.
Right?
Okay. I
It's
took
absolutely
most of your
okay. That is
suggestions.
100% a reasonable reaction to my current conundrum.
Does anyone else hear aggressive banging? Oh. That's concerning. It was coming out of my headphones.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how long I have been muted on stream, but I have been muted on stream. This.
Oh no!
Oh my god,
So-
you've been muted the whole stream.
Not the whole stream, but remember when I did my BRB? Oh no,
Oh no.
It wasn't the first one. There was a second one that I did that actually I think I just said I would be right back without throwing up the screen because I got a knock at my door. And yeah, ever since that one at least, I've probably been muted here. I can't believe that. Oh shit. Alright, well sorry everybody. Hope you'd enjoyed their
Right, I may
parts
have
of the
to-
conversation.
I'm gonna mute for a bit.
Okay. I feel so dumb.
Oh, you're good. I'm sure you're not the only person who's ever done that.
I am definitely not, but like super annoyed with myself.
They're so cute.
No, I love him so much.
Which leg does Tara have in the air?
It is her left leg, and
Where the screen's cut off right now, my brain couldn't figure it out, and I was like, either it's her left leg or her foot is still backward.
yes, yep. It is her left leg. At some point, whether I do it in like an upper corner or something, I need to do a thing where like you can see like for a fact that it's her left leg, because yeah, it's just super confusing, and something about the eye makes it think it's the leg that's actually facing the camera, or I don't know, facing
It's
the
just where
camera
the knees
but
cut
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Also, Lulu's got kind of buff.
She fucking did. To be so, by the way, just another reason why I was thinking I needed to like put a full body shot like in an upper corner is because the only reason Tara is at the level she's at right now looking at Liz is because she's on her toes on the other foot. Liz is like, hold on. She is at least 6 feet tall in this AU.
Wow.
Yes, she actually could be a little bit taller. She's at least 6 feet tall, though. She has hit 6 feet without her hair. Like, she is 6 feet tall. The reason for that is, like, she was gonna be kind of a tall girl anyway. You can tell, you know, because of Camila and sort of the assumption of, like, how Manny was built that everyone kind of has. So you could tell she was gonna be kind of a bigger, you know, structured person anyway. But in this AU, of course, she has had for 10 years, 10 solid years, a whole decade, during the latter part of her growing years, she was in the aisles only. So it's not like with, wow, I forgot his name. Blech. It's not like with Caleb, because Caleb was already an adult by the time he got there, and he spent time going back and forth. Whereas with Liz, she was, you know, 14, 15, and then basically stranded in the aisles. So she had to find, you know, the foods that she could eat. And what she did find that she could eat was exceptionally nutritious because of just the way the mineral content works on the aisles. So basically, she found what worked and she kept at it. And then, being that she's basically having to live as a survivalist, she is living as a survivalist, which kind of like gets your muscles working anyway, right? And, keeping them working as you keep going. And then having to compete with witches and demons, you got to keep yourself in pretty good physical shape, whether you want to or not. And then the influence of the general fauna and such of the Isles, as well as the inherent magical saturation that just exists. And she's gotten kind of a boost. So, like, she was gonna be, kind of tall anyway and well structured to hold good muscle mass regardless, but she got a pretty good boost from living her latter years exclusively on the Isles. So, she a big girl.
Love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, at that point I was just ready to go through the phone and tear her throat out and beat her with it.
Oh.
Ah.
Hubs finally, about a half an hour late, got off of work.
Yeah.
So he had an ID10T error. And at one point in time, essentially, what was that thing you said? You said that you had.
You're going to follow the instructions that are on the screen.
And then she's like, "There's not anything there." Oh, and he's like, "Did you read?"
No. What it was is I was walking her through the instructions that the page was telling her to do. And I was like, okay, you click on this thing that says Officers tab. I don't see it. It's right there besides the basic information. Oh, there it is. Keep in mind, these tabs are big enough for grandmas to see.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm already at this point, I'm like 20 minutes past the clock. I'm already in a foul mood because I'm having to deal with a person who's being this stupid.
That late.
Big ouch.
They're whining about a problem that's not even like a system issue. And half the complaints were, I shouldn't have to do this isn't fair, I didn't have to do this before. And the only reason she's even here is because of how the tax-exempt organizations, the government basically stipulated that they have to e-file now instead of just fill out whatever paperwork they used to fill out, which some of it was really simple. Apparently she needed the simplest.
The simplest.
The simplest. How simple? The simplest.
Like it didn't occur to her that she needed to list an officer for her organization on her tax return. Her organization.
Oh.
Isn't an officer the person who's running the fucking organization?
Yeah, you're qualified to run a 990 apparently.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
And what's even more annoying is I was not getting screens. Couldn't actually pull up the particular return. So luckily, one of the supervisors was able to send me some screenshots. And once I saw the screenshots, it got madder.
Oh no.
Because it was just all shit of, can you fucking read?
Basically, she just wanted someone else to do it for her.
Basically. Well, her argument is that it was something going on with the system as opposed to she's illiterate. And these kind of things are always exasperated by the fact that he had a really thick accent that I couldn't place. Which wouldn't normally be an issue if you weren't dumb. Because I talked to plenty of people with an accent who were way more qualified than me. And they're just nice as all hell. Getting shit done. But this was just... She wasn't mean, but she was the whiny, needy, helpless person on a do-it-yourself software.
Performative helplessness.
Yes, performative helplessness.
Ugh. Super gross.
Big Murph.
What? Yes.
And hell, I don't usually say this to people, but I actually ended up telling her, I need to help other people.
Like, listen, you are taking up our time. Like, you can do this on
I
your
can be the
own.
first person to say, you know what, I'm paid by the hour, let's make sure you're comfortable, let's get this done for you, because I want to make sure you're helped out. That's what we're here for. But this person was just wasting my time on this planet. A cosmic sense.
Yep.
Awful.
It's like, this is a do-it-yourself software. I'll be more than happy if you had legitimate questions, but your issues right now are, I can't read and I don't want to read. And I did not wake up this morning to wipe your ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Big ouch.
So my mood is le foul.
Le foul.
Just a tittle bit grumpy.
Grump.
I understand, though.
What, baby?
What's extra annoying is this.
What, baby?
This has a bit of extra dulling of my sparkle because I'm actually very pleasant on the phone.
You're ridiculously pleasant.
Very, very patient. There's a certain type of stupid that just cuts right through my patience like a knife.
Like a knife.
Like, I was sitting there going, Operation Not Get Fired. Operation Not Get Fired.
Accurate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because with something as stupid as, can you fucking read, bitch? I would have a hard time with that, too.
Yep. I don't think anyone would blame you.
Oh, I'm sure the law would.
Okay, the stream is ending, actually. I have the stream ending screen up. However, I don't have the share screen stopped.
Bonus materials after hours.
It's after hours. And, what's you guys' opinion on this?
The picture?
Yeah, I gave her lipstick.
Those is finally listening to her mother and eating her leafy greens.
Mine too.
So people can tell what I'm showing, not related to the comment that was just made. Here's loose with some lipstick.
I like it.
You think? I need to fix her lip line a little bit, but hold on. What the fuck is that?
I mean,
oh, that's the eraser.
They look kind of like they're doing a thing. So it totally makes sense that if they're like doing a thing, she might actually put on lipstick. But like most of the time, I kind of like that most of the time she just has lip-colored lips.
Yeah, like ordinarily she wouldn't wear it. But I thought, hey, what would she look like with it on? And yeah, technically they're not actually doing shit. They're just hanging out, just dancing around because they feel like it. So technically she wouldn't have anything on. But I thought it would be interesting to
It's
see.
an impromptu date.
Pretty much.
It's okay to be an impromptu date.
I'm going to take a screenshot of this
Wear
though.
makeup
just
because they want to, not necessarily because they have to be somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
My cat fell asleep on the back of the couch. He's so cute.
Yep. The kitty on the back of the couch?
Yeah, Loki fell asleep on the back of the couch. Dorian's on my lap. I don't know where the fuck Arya is. Being a crackhead.
Probably being a crackhead, yeah. Okay, now I'm actually... Okay, yeah. Stream ending. Maybe I should go for quite some time.
Yeah.
Please don't make biscuits on my cookie.
1 second while I clackety-clack.
Clackety-click-clack. Feral.
The feral.
It's a feral!
I've expected the feral ghoul noise.
I mean, knowing feral.
I might
You
get
guys-
that.
I wish I could get his purr to come through my microphone. It's so damn loud right now.
So loud.
Such a loud
I can turn the music off. I don't think that helped any though, because I was the only one hearing the music anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's time to go ahead and shut the stream down. Thank you for everybody who showed up randomly and lurked around and watched. I appreciate it.
Okay, I think it's working
Weird
now.
perverts.
Oh, there we go.
Yay.
There's a person. Hello.
Eh.
I'm shutting the stream down, but maybe not the call. But the stream is shutting down. So thank you everybody who came to enjoy the stream. I appreciate it, and see you maybe tomorrow. Could be later tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow. Maybe Sunday. We'll find out.
Maybe never. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe right now.
Right now, right now. All the right. All the crazy.
And if you look underneath your seat, I've primed to explode if you get off my screen. Off my stream.
Wow.
Bathroom were destroyed.
All the
Watch
destruction.
my art.
Now we get the
Look at that.
answers.
She's eating her leafy greens. Look at it.
Okay, love you. Bye, everybody. Bye.
That's not
Bye.
salad dressing.